Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. And so here we go, Monday Night Football, and we have the Denver Broncos versus the Seattle Seahawks, and obviously the return of Russell Wilson against the team, the organization that drafted him, that believed in him, that started him his rookie year, that he won a Super Bowl with and lost the Super Bowl with. Many memories here for Russell Wilson here, but the Seahawks, they obviously, the fans came out booing him, which lets you know the kind of night it's going to be. But first things first, we're going to get to see the Seattle Seahawks here offense. And so Geno Smith and the Seahawks taking over from their own 30-yard line. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, tosses it to the back off the right side. Rashard Penny with the carry, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up. And so, Andrew, what's good with you? What's good with you? And so, Jay, what's good with you as well? Andrew says, what's up? And Jay says, I can't stop hearing Russ say Broncos country, let's ride. Oh, you know he's going to be saying that on repeat. On repeat for sure. All right, but this time Geno's going to line up in a shotgun here. They've got trips towards the top of the formation, one receiver towards the bottom here. Again, the Seahawks, they have a lot of weapons here, but Geno Smith, he's got to use it. And so Geno throws, and it's complete to DK Metcalf. Speaking of weapons there, I mean, can you think of a better number one receiver to have here than to have DK Metcalf there as your one receiver? I mean, there are very few guys that I would take over this guy. But that's a 7-yard pickup, so 3rd and 3 coming up from the Seahawks 37-yard line. And so this is what I'm really going to be looking at for Geno Smith in this game. On 3rd down, can you move the chains on 3rd downs? That's what I need to see from Geno. But here we go. From their own 37-yard line in the shotgun, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Broncos sending 4. Smith has it, throws it, and it's completed to Tyler Lockett. And Lockett goes down to voice the contact, but takes it all the way down to the 46-yard line. Okay, so Seattle with a big completion there for 17 yards. I hope this is a sign of what's to come. The Seahawks are a team that many people, including myself, have already written off, but, I mean, hey, you never know how the regular season's going to go. Can't read too much off the preseason. Geno Smith did get to start some games last year with them. I mean, Geno himself was previously a second-round pick when he came into the league. And so let's see what he's got. All right, and before we can even get the playoff, there is a penalty, and that's going to back them up. Penalties can derail a drive quickly. And if you're Seattle, you really have to be extremely disciplined, especially on offense. Jay says, it seems like they really did mean a 7:15 kickoff straight right away. And so, yeah, Jay, I'm just glad that this time I was already set up and waiting for it, because normally it's like a 10-15 minute wait. I'm sure Mr. JB still hasn't tuned in yet, thinking that they haven't started yet. But you're right about that. Andrew says you have DK on your fantasy team, so you hope he balls out. Absolutely. Meanwhile, speaking of DK, what a nice reception. DK Metcalf on that catch. He literally prevented Patrick Surtain from getting the second. I'm sorry, getting the interception on that play. Patrick Surtain the second, that is. I mean, if you look at that pass that Geno threw, a bit of a risky pass there, and honestly, I mean, DK, great job on that catch. Great job on that catch there, DK Metcalf. I expect nothing less from him. He's going to have to work for his yards here for sure this season, but hey, he's talented enough to do that. All right, they snap the ball. Give it to Penny off the left side between the left guard and center, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. I got him in one of my fantasy football leagues, although I've already won my league and my match in that league as well. I've won both of my matches for both of my teams this week, so I'm feeling good right now. But I do have him on my league, so I want to see how he looks here for Seattle in this one. I was like, Michael, what's good with you, Michael? What's good with you? I thought that you might be in Cincinnati right now working with the special teams coordinator to help fix some of those miscues that they had, because the Bengals certainly had every opportunity to win that game, but I hope you are doing well. All right, meanwhile, Geno Smith, oh, he avoids the rush. I thought they had him. He avoids the rush, and he gets it to the tight end for a touchdown. Wow, what about that? And I was just getting ready to say that Geno Smith was going to take that L, but he found a way to avoid the defender and score a touchdown. Maybe we might be in for an upset today. Wow, but that was Will Disley, the tight end, a 38-yard touchdown reception. He was all by himself. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Get fired up, because this means we can have a good game. That's what's up. Now, Homer, I'll give him credit for that block, but he literally got ran over and was just in the way. But hey, I'll take it. But great job by Geno Smith and the Seahawks. 6 plays, 70 yards, 3 minutes and 34 seconds to turn time possession off the clock. Extra point is up and extra point is good. So the Seahawks scoring first. If you tuned in late to this one, you might have missed it. But Geno Smith out here making plays for the Seahawks. Wow. Didn't think I'd be saying that today, not often. Michael says lock it. Let's see. Andrew says, who you taking in this one, JB? And so, yeah, JB's rooting for the Seahawks. I like to root for the underdogs when I don't have a horse in the race here. So I think the Broncos win, but I'm rooting for the Seahawks in this one. But wow. Jay says Seattle off to a great start. Andrew says wow. Mike says you thumbed up. I appreciate that, Mike. Yes, make sure you guys press the thumbs up button for sure. And anyone that's new that's not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe as well. And so, but yes, I hope everybody's having a great Monday. How is everybody Monday going so far? Hope that everybody's work week or whatever it is, work, school, whatever it is, hope it was off to a great start today. But JB is feeling great. I mean, that one right there, JB smiling now. JB is smiling. Mike says that move by Geno warmed your heart. You too, Mike. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. Honestly, I mean, I felt good to see that for Geno. I mean, I felt really bad about what happened with him with the Jets and why he lost his starting job there with the Jets and stuff like that. So it's great to see that Pete Carroll gave the man a chance, and I hope that it pays off for him. But wow, that was a nice touchdown. But we'll get to see now what Russell Wilson and the offense will do here for the Broncos. But man, that's a big time touchdown there, and I'm sure a lot of fantasy football implications as well on that one. Okay, so Mike says go Seahawks. Andrew says quick start to the game. And so, yes, absolutely. But how do you guys feel about the fact, this is not related to this, but how do you guys feel about Dak Prescott's injury, keeping him out 6 to 7 weeks? And how worried should the Cowboys be during that time frame? I mean, Skip Bayless doesn't seem concerned, but I am concerned for the Cowboys with Dak Prescott being hurt with his thumb. But aside from that, though, I mean, wow, Geno Smith was 4 of 4 on that one, 71 yards and a touchdown. Now, I'd like to hear somebody say that they started Geno Smith on their fantasy football team. It would have to be one diehard Seahawk fan that's just going to ride with the team regardless, honestly. But a great start to the game. Let's see, Mike says, I was thinking this morning, Geno is not consistent. He does have some really good moments. And so, now I will say this, Mike. From one thing I did observe about Geno Smith, this was early in his career, so I don't mention it often, but if you remember throughout this time with the Jets, it was like two different quarterbacks. One that would be at home, one that would be on the road. When he was at home, he was kind of like, I guess you can say last year, what Josh Johnson looked like, you know, where he has his moments at home. But on the road, he wasn't great at all. And so the Seahawks are at home, you know, and so why not? Opener, everybody's fired up, but I'm happy for him. I'm legitimately happy for him. Meanwhile, the Broncos return the kickoff, and they're going to take it all the way to the 11-yard line. Should not have taken that ball out at all, but let's see what Russell Wilson's going to do. Will this Broncos offense go for a ride today? Let's see. And so, Isaac, what's good with you, Isaac? What's good with you? Let's see. Mike says Pro Football Talk season over before it started. Jay says the boos are loud, and so yes, it is loud. That just goes to show, you know, no matter what you do, I mean, you bring a Super Bowl, all that stuff, the moment you leave, more the times than not, you're going to get the boos. But here we go, from their own 11, Russ up under center, takes a snap, looking, throws it quickly, and it bounces off the receiver hands, incomplete. You're not throwing a DK or Lockett no more, that's incomplete. Andrew says, I think it is going to be critical for the Cowgirls. They need him and establish a consistent passing game is important. I think we've seen that like 2 years ago, Andrew. We saw that about 2 years ago, how important it is for the Cowboys that they have Dak out there right now. Because honestly, without him, this offense is, yeah, it's going to be in for a struggle. That is for sure. All right, but here we go, guys. We got a fullback in the backfield here. Two receivers on the play. Takes a snap. Fakes it to the back. Russ on the move. Throws it. Caught by the fullback. Beck. He's moving. Still moving. Lowers his shoulder. Knocks someone down and picked up 25 yards, taking it all the way to the Broncos' 36-yard line. So Russell, he hears the boos. He feels the boo. You know that to some degree it has to value you to some degree because you played there for so long. So he wants to go out there and silence the crowd himself with a touchdown. And this is why he went to the Broncos. He wanted to be featured more in the passing game. I'll be interested to see how much do they pass, how much do they run, because they've got two very capable running backs in that backfield. And so we'll see how they do. All right, let's see. Lewis says, yo, JB, we need points. And so I take it you took the over. What was the over at in this one, Lewis? What was the over at in this one? But here we go for the Broncos here. 1st and 10 here. From the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line, they're going to snap it, toss it to the back off the right side. That is Williams with the carry. And so Williams with a nice carry, 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 coming up from the Broncos' 45-yard line. And so Williams definitely the back to watch in the backfield for them, I feel like. I mean, in the time where they did not have Melvin Gordon in last season, he only went in there and put in some work. And so he was someone that was on my fantasy football radar. And I think as the season goes on, he'll get more and more touches. So someone to keep an eye out for in this offense. Let's see. Isaac says, who's the Cowboys' backup might depend on what happens with Dak. So, yeah, they got Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, Isaac, that is their backup. So he came in last year against Minnesota, and he won for them against Minnesota. But to be in there for 6-7 weeks, we'll see how that looks. But meanwhile, 2nd and 1, Russ with the play fake, throws it. And oh, what a nice reception. Wow, what a catch. And this Beck kid, I mean, he's making some plays already. Wow. Wow. And so let's see, Jay says, smash that thumbs up button, y'all. And so for sure, make sure to press that thumbs up button. Appreciate that, Jay. Appreciate it. Let's see, Lewis says, it was at 44, but I bought it down to 42. Okay, bet. Yes, absolutely. But, man, I mean, Rush throws some pretty passes. I will say that. He throws some pretty passes when he does throw that ball up there. Those are catchable passes. And believe me, I've played a little bit of receiver in high school. Not that that's anything. But having a quarterback that throws a catchable pass goes a long way. Meanwhile, they give it to Williams off the right side again. And so gives Adams a little bit of that stiff arm there. Again, Jamal Adams takes exception to that. Again, Jamal Adams is the guy that said he would hit his own grandma if she lined up against him. So Adams loves the contact. So 33 versus 33 kind of thing out there. Let's see. Mike says, call Fitz or Rivers or Cam. Right? All right, but here we go, guys. Wilson and the offense here, driving deep into Seahawks territory. Jerry Jeudy goes in motion. Broncos take the snap. Russell's bootlegging, avoids one guy, makes another guy miss, throws it, and it is going to be incomplete. And so Adams in coverage there for the Seahawks. Again, right now, 2nd and 10 here at the Seahawks 18-yard line. And if you came to this game expecting for this to be a snooze fest or a blowout, the Seahawks are trying to make sure that you are wrong. And so, yeah, that time the ball hit him in the face mask, actually. But incomplete. Let's see. Mike says, I've never seen Mills play. Is he good? And so, you mean for the Pats, Mills? And so Mills, he actually has been playing pretty decent. He's been playing pretty decent and stuff like that. Let's see. Jay says Russ still throws some risky passes when pressured. And so that he does. But we got a false start penalty here. Against the offensive line here. That's going to back him up 5 yards on the play. That's Cameron Fleming there. The penalties on him, number 73. Again, we are here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Seahawks scored a touchdown on their first drive. And the Broncos, this is their first drive here, so they're trying to see if they can score. 2nd and 15 coming up. Mike says, saw 49ers highlights, impressed by Chicago quarterback, but not 49ers yet. And he did it really without really getting Darryl Mooney involved. His top receiving target as well. So I will point that out for Justin Fields. And so, but I did predict that one. At least I'll give myself credit for that. All right, so here we go for the Broncos here. Going to give it to the back up the middle. That's Melvin Gordon on the carry. He picks up 5 yards. And so Melvin Gordon, he's out there running hard here. Every carry he gets, he understands his role for this team is to be the second running back. Quite frankly, he hit the free agency market and had to come back because the market was not what he was hoping for. Andrew said Jalen Mills has potential to be better than he's playing right now. And so that's a fact, Andrew. That is a fact. Yes. All right, but here we go, guys. 3rd and 10. Wilson wanted to cook. Can he cook here? 3rd and 10. 7 seconds right now in the play clock. They're going to go 5 wide here. Seahawks send 4. Wilson in the pocket. Throws it short. It is caught by the back Melvin Gordon, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play. However, they will be short of the first down marker. Now, Wilson is looking to the sideline. Are they going to go for it? Are they going to go for it? Jay says, I'm very impressed by the Seahawks so far, still early though. And so that is true. There is one thing that we have to take into account when it comes to these NFL teams. These NFL guys, they have pride. Bad or not, they have pride. And there's one thing that I realized over the years. You go back to when the Patriots were during their Super Bowl years, and I would notice going down to Miami, going down to the Jets. Even if we would win, it would still be tough. Just like the Saints figured out with Atlanta this past Sunday. On the road, these teams have pride. But the Broncos opted to go for the field goal there, so they convert on that field goal, 30-yard field goal by McManus, and he gets 3 points here for the Broncos offense. So both teams scored on their first drive. And if you had to guess coming into this game, if both teams scored on their opening drives, one scored a touchdown, one scored a field goal, we would have guessed it would have been the Broncos with the touchdown and it would have been the Seahawks with the field goal. But that's not the case. I will say this, though. I know it's extremely early here, first quarter, and we're going to see what the Seahawks offense does here when they come back out here in the second drive. Can they keep it going? But if you're the Broncos, this is one of those games on the schedule that you really can't afford to lose because of the division that you're in, especially. You cannot give away games that you're favorite to win like this against the Seattle Seahawks. But if you're the Seahawks, that's extra added motivation. You got nothing to lose. You're at home here. And so you got playmakers on your team as well. Just got to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. And so that's it. All right, let's see. Mike says, JB, for a poll question, we should get play of the week. You got 2 suggestions: Browns winning field goal, Geno touchdown, or, and so, I'm sorry, Geno touchdown, or what's the other option? And so, speaking of which, I should go ahead and get the chat going in terms of who we all got for this game first. While we're currently right now at the commercial. All right, so thanks for that reminder there at Mike. So I went ahead and put that question up there. But yeah, definitely do let me know the question that you have there, Mike. You say, should we get play of the week? 2 suggestions: Brown field goals, winning field. I mean, the Browns winning field goal was impressive. It definitely was impressive, no doubt about that. But again, still right now, currently at the commercial. All right, getting ready to return. Again, 6 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. Both teams had the ball once in this one. But it was Geno Smith, 4 for 4, 71 yards and a touchdown, no picks. Let's see, can Geno keep it going, though? Can he keep it going? All right, so let's see. Mike says, chat, what you think the play of the week was? Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. Caught here by the Seahawks. He's going to try to make something work here and takes it all the way. Looks like they're going to bring him down at the 21-yard line, and that is where the Seahawks will take over here. Last drive, they scored a touchdown. So now, Geno Smith, will he rise again to the occasion? Let's see, Mike says, I don't think Bills Rams had any crazy plus most games I saw highlights, and so, yep, that's true. That is true. All right, so here we go, guys. Again, first quarter. This is the second drive here for the Seahawks, who lead this one 7-3 here, 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Tight end goes in motion. That's Noah Fant. All right, so we got 2 receivers, 2 backs. I'm sorry, two receivers on two tight ends and one back. And so Geno on the move, drifting. And so there is a penalty. So Geno Smith does the pass that probably I do a little bit too much on Madden, throwing it cross field like that. But there's going to be a penalty, defensive pass interference, which is going to gift the Seahawks with a first down. So moving the ball still. Let's see, Mike says, JB, I think you predicted the Steelers perfectly. And so, yeah, I did. I did, because I took a hard look at the Steelers in the preseason. I took a very hard look there. And even though Mitchell was quarterbacking and stuff like that, I saw the offense still moves the ball with him and stuff like that. Now, in a big time, like, say Cincinnati's hitting all strides and stuff like that, and Joe Burrow's not throwing interceptions and stuff like that in the playoffs, will he win in the playoffs? I don't think so. But regular season, I mean, Steelers look good. They look good. And so, absolutely. But again, yeah, that final score was 23-20. But again, there is another penalty here. So unnecessary roughness is the penalty. So tack on another 15. This time Kareem Jackson. So the Broncos here, multiple penalties here on this drive. And yeah, you can see the hit right there, the connecting of the helmets. And so yeah, not what you want to do. All right, so now back in the Broncos territory here. They give the ball to Homer. He gets brought down, picks up a yard in the carry. So second down coming up. And so the Seahawks leading this one, guys. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it's Seattle who's up 7-3, and they're in Broncos territory again. Let's see, Mike says credit where credit due, credit score. Predictions week 1, JB. Yes. All right, so Geno Smith up under the center here. One back in the backfield. That's Rashard Penny in the backfield here. You've got one receiver and multiple tight ends here. They take the snap, give it to Penny. Penny, he's on the loose. Picked up about a good 12, 13 yards on the play, but the way he just burst through that middle, I thought he was about to be running for some time here, but man, what a play. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here on the poll. Just one vote so far, and that will go to the Seahawks. All right, so Noah Font here goes in motion. So now we've got two receivers, two tight ends, one back in the backfield. Geno Smith up under center here. From the 16-yard line, take the snap, give it to Penny, and Penny up the middle. And so falls forward, picks up 4 yards on the play. I want to see him get into the end zone. Mike says, get your Geno jerseys on, everyone. Yes. Let's bring it. And so I do have Rashad Penny in my other league, but my fantasy teams, both of them have already won this week. But I still need to see what Rashard Penny is going to do for my team here. So if he gets to the end zone, that's just icing on the cake. But here we go. Out of the shotgun here. 3 receivers towards the bottom of the formation here. Rashard Penny goes in motion. Geno takes Smith out of the shotgun. Broncos sending forward. Geno has time. Throws it. Penny gets it. Make the first guy miss. Cutting upfield here. Bouncing off of guys left and right. All of that for 4 yards here. My man put in some work for these yards. 3rd and 2 coming up here. So 3rd and 2 coming up here. From the Broncos, 8-yard line. So far on this drive, 5 plays, 71 yards in about 3 minutes and turn the time possession off the clock. Mike says, chat, we know Earl and Diggs good. Good safeties, but grade the Seahawks cornerback corpse, please. And so, the Seahawks cornerbacks corpse. I have to take a reminder to see who their cornerbacks are again back there. But meanwhile, Smith, play fake, bootlegging, look it, throws it. It is caught there by Noah Font. And that should be enough for the first. Again, Noah Font there, the ex-Denver Bronco. Let's see. Mike says, "Is Walker out there?" So, Mike, I believe Walker is not out there. Last I checked, he's dealing with an injury, so I don't know if he's suiting up or not. But even if he does suit up, he won't be getting that many carries at all. He'll get about as much playing time as Cam Akers saw week one, if he is even playing in this one. But I don't know if he's playing or not. But I know that he is dealing with an injury, so they would not be using him either way. But he's certainly someone that I'm banking on for fantasy football towards the second half of the season. I am stashing him for then. All right, so the referees gave them an unfavorable spot there. So it seems like 4th and 1. I say go for it, man. Go for it. Go for it. Quarterback sneak. Go for it. Or give it to Penny. You just need a yard. His last name is Penny for a reason. He can get you one. He can get you one. Let's see. Lewis says Gino with the cape on. And so, yeah, he's carrying all Seattle on his back. He's like a human highlighter out there with that bright green. All right, so they're going to go for it, guys. Here we go. 4th and 1. Gino up under center. I think quarterback sneak is coming. I got a feeling. I could be wrong. It is a quarterback sneak. And so Gino with enough to get the first. I believe he got the first. Let's see where they mark it at. But it looks like a first down to me. That's how JB sees it. Ooh, that's another unfavorable marking. Another unfavorable. Who's marking this? Who's marking this stuff? I'm almost made JB say some inappropriate stuff there, but who's marking this stuff? Mike says Gino been in the league since 2013. That's right. He came out the same year as yours truly, EJ Manuel. He was the second quarterback that was selected right after EJ Manuel. The back, horrible ball placement. These officials. Wow. Wow. I am shocked. I would challenge that. I would have challenged that play and the play before that one. Wow. Let's see. Mike says Seattle got Bills draft pick at receiver to Rocket Marquise Goodwin. Old man says, what's good? What's good with you, old man? How's everything going with you? I hope all is well. And he says, Gino looking nasty so far. That he is, but the officials out here trying to slide him. Old man says, this NFL going to be crazy. And so, yes. Mike says, you can always put it on mute, LOL. Let's see, 80s. What's good with your 80s? And so 80 says he's driving home. And so glad to have you coming through once again here, 80s. You be safe out there on the road. And yes, so the Seahawks fell just shy of getting the first down. I'm still in disbelief. I'm looking like, are they going to challenge it? Will the booth look at it? I thought Gino had enough for the first. And I thought it was just a bad marking, honestly. But they say it's Broncos ball, so that's going to be turnover on downs. I don't make the rules. I just echo it. So Broncos with the football here, and it's going to be their ball from their own 7-yard line. 1st and 10 when we come back from the commercial here in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Seahawks up in this one 7-3. But the Broncos defense gets the big stop, so we'll see what the offense can do. Old man says better than earlier. Therapy kicking your butt again, and so we're glad to hear that you're doing better. Old man says, yeah, Gino had the first, and so yeah, he definitely had that first in my opinion. But hey, what can we do about it? The officials, they make the spots for sure. Mike says, Gino said something. What was it, JB? I read his lips. I think he said this is bull, and so you know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I'm just surprised that the replay system isn't taking a second look at that. That's a huge play, a huge play. Because they're certainly driving. And I thought that due to the second effort, I thought he had enough. I thought it was just a bad spot, honestly. Let's see, old man says, Mike, don't blame him because he had that first NFL screwing them just like they did the Panthers. And so, old man coming to the defense of the Panthers there. All right, but here we go. Broncos here with the football from their own 7-yard line. All right, so now they've got Russell up under center. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Back in the backfield, they toss it to the back. That's Williams off the right side, and Williams shakes off of one guy. And, he's tripped up at the 20. If that guy doesn't get him, he's probably still running. Lewis says, oh, no, I needed at least 3 points. Old man says NFL refs have been horrible this season so far. Mike says, I said yesterday I was ready to give in. GPS, the ball's a knee on pass. Let's go. All right, but here we go. Again, Javonte Williams, a running back that does not shy away from contact. Extremely underrated and underutilized. But here we go for the Broncos there from their own 20. Wilson takes it, throws it, it's caught. Tight end shakes off of one guy, and he's tripped up by Adams. But that's going to be a first down. Picked up 12 yards on the play. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Again, Broncos with the ball here. Their second offensive drive of the game. They got a field goal first time up. They trail 7-3, and now they're going to be. They have a long way to go, but they're going to try to see if they can score on this drive. Mike says, thanks, Ode. Some bull calls. All right, so here we go. One back in the backfield. Wilson play fake, looking, slings it to the tight end, and tight end's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play. Again, here in the first quarter with a minute 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Russell Wilson trying to make some magic happen here on this drive. Let's see, old man says, no problem, Mike, just trying to speak facts. Old man says, Adams showing he's the real deal, playing with a broken hand. And so out there putting in the work. Here we go, Russell Wilson up under center. Gives it to the back, and so this time Melvin Gordon, and Melvin Gordon picks up 8 yards on the carry off the left guard. First down here for the Broncos. 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Again, the Seahawks still leading this one 7-3 over the Broncos. All right, so we got one back in the backfield. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. 25 seconds left. Melvin Gordon is the back that's in the backfield. So Russell Wilson making a lot of adjustments here. He's just got 5 seconds left to go on the play clock. Takes a snap, and up there's going to be a penalty. Looks like false start. That's going to back them up 5 yards here. So now we're looking at 1st and 15 for the Broncos' 42-yard line. Old man says, not going to lie, I totally forgot Gordon was on the Broncos. He waited so long to re-sign, and so, he was trying to see if there was a better opportunity, but he realized, just like how Marlon Mack realized, that the market is not greener than where you're currently at. But we will reach the end of the first quarter now officially, so Broncos trailing 7-3 against the Seahawks here. And so, as Russ likes to tell Broncos country, let's ride. Well, right now, they're not exactly riding right now. It's the Seahawks who are soaring with the lead so far, 7-3. Mike says, anyone like baseball? Me neither. Commercial. Tell me what you think about a 15-second pitch clock that they want to implement. I think it's stupid. Honestly, I think it's stupid. I'm not someone that really follows baseball like that, but even me, even I have an opinion about that. I think it's stupid. And so, but what do I know? What do I know about baseball? What are your thoughts on that, Mike? And so far in this one, though, looking at the stats, Geno Smith, 7-7 passing for 89 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions, hasn't been sacked. And the Seahawks on the ground so far as a team, 6 carries for 22 yards. Rashard Penny, he's got 4 carries for 20 yards so far in this one. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, Russell Wilson, 5 of 7 through the air for 77 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, hasn't been sacked yet. And as for the Broncos' ground game, 5 carries for 45 yards. So both running backs, they're being extremely effective on the ground. And in my opinion, that's where you want to look at there if you're the Broncos. Take advantage of that ground game. Javonte Williams, 3 carries, 32 yards. Melvin Gordon, the third, 2 carries, 13 yards there. So They're getting a lot of yards per carry, especially Javonte Williams, averaging 10.7 yards per carry. But even Melvin Gordon averaging over 6 yards a carry. So that tells me, as a team, you're averaging 9 yards a carry. Keep running the ball. Let's see. Old man says, "Wait, really, Mike? They're about to ruin baseball now." And so, I mean, well, I don't know why they would do that. I mean, sometimes there are some things you should just leave alone, and I feel like that's one of those. Like, but what do I know, right? I don't get paid to make those decisions, but yeah, JB's not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. Let's see. Mike says, "I agree. If you like the boring sports, you like the boring sports." Mike says, if you like the boring sports, you like the boring sports. You like what you like, you know. No knocking that. You like what you like. All right, so here goes the Broncos here. This time they're going to go five wide here. So we got three receivers, one tight end, one back. Let's see if the Seahawks can generate any pressure. Again, Russell Wilson hasn't targeted a receiver yet. Meanwhile, Wilson takes a snap, looking in the pocket. He's on the move, looking. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play. Goes out of bounds. That's going to count as a sack. And so, forgive the scoreboard, because apparently ESPN scoreboard is confused. ESPN scoreboard is saying that it's halftime. That is not the case at all. Not the case at all. So ignore the scoreboard above me from ESPN saying that it's halftime. That is not the case at all. Mike says, JB, if baseball is too long, then you don't like baseball. Yeah, that's honestly true. That's honestly true, because, you know, you're right about that. But meanwhile, they give the ball to the back, Melvin Gordon, and he's going to pick up 5 yards on the carry. Let's see, Mike says, JB, if baseball is too long, then you don't like baseball. It is going to get us to watch. Old man says, I say make JB the boss of all sports. He's the man we need to fix sports. And so, absolutely, old man, absolutely. But yeah, JB's working hard, guys. JB is working extremely hard. JB's got a lot of projects going on right now. JB just hasn't mentioned it yet, but once I get a little bit further in my projects, JB's working on a lot of projects, personal projects that JB's got big plans for. All right, but here we go, guys. 3rd and 12. Russell snaps it, and he deludes one guy, and oh, incomplete. Wow, everybody was getting a hand on that one, but it's incomplete. There is a flag. There is a flag. And right now, this Broncos offense isn't riding very much throughout the passing game so far. But Lewis says, I hope it's not halftime, not with this score. Mike says, I was just thinking I don't like how much they shorten football. And so right about that. And so we've got Aiden out here. What's good with you, Aiden? What's good with you? How are you doing? How are you doing? And it seems like Jamal Adams a little banged up out there. I did notice that after the play that he was moving around kind of gingerly out there. That lineman tried everything in his power to get that catch so that he can get a reception. Aiden says, Gino looking better than your boy Trevor. And so Gino's looking better than many quarterbacks this past week. Believe that. And punts on the way. I don't know how you get that close to the punter and not block it, but punts on the way. And fair catch is caught at the 19-yard line by Tyler Lockett and the Seahawks. So now the Seahawks will come out there. Last time they did drive the ball down there all the way to about the 8-yard line. They had 4th and 1, but were stopped by the Broncos. Let's see if this time they can take it all the way. Oh, come on. You get that close to the punter, you got to just dive. Just take a chance. Take a chance. Aiden says, great, Clemson 2-0, you know. And so, hey, I know you got to be excited about all the other teams stumbling and stuff like that. You know, that's going to pay off in the long run for our teams, you know, whether you're talking your Clemson, my Buckeyes, everybody else, you know, stumbling up. That's, you know, hey, that's good for us. That's good for us. Many teams already got that one loss, and we're just finishing up week 2. Let's see. Mike says, JB, your first plan should be to find a team with a better quarterback. Hashtag Little Mac 10. Jay says, are you a Pete Carroll fan, JB? And so, I mean, Pete Carroll, I do like Pete Carroll as a coach. I do like him as a coach. I got a lot of respect for him. probably it's a little biased because when he was with the Trojans, I was a big fan of him with the Trojans. But I do feel like he's a good coach and stuff like that. It's just these older coaches, sometimes they get set in their ways. Him not replacing Russell Wilson and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll see how this season goes, but I feel like he had an opportunity to take Desmond Ritter, and I thought he should have did that. But as a coach and all like that, I do like Pete Carroll as a coach. I do. I feel like he's a player's coach, someone who tries his best to get along with the players and stuff like that. Let's see. Mike says, I'm shocked Commanders won. Thought Lawrence would get it done. Did not see highlights. Was Commanders quarterback good? And so Carson Wentz made some Carson type mistakes, but for the most part, they were good. Because Curtis Samuel, they brought that man up from the grave. I mean, I'm talking about like they literally used a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Reborn and brought back Curtis Samuel from the dead, basically. Like he came back, he looked alive. I mean, I was looking like, wow, Curtis Samuel in fantasy at a lot of points. I mean, he was alive. And then Johan Dotson, he had two receiving touchdowns. The rookie from Penn State, two receiving touchdowns in your opener. And plus, they still got Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson. He was looking great as well. I mean, the Commanders really did look pretty good and all like that. And so obviously, the question is consistency. Can they be consistent? But Washington offensively, they did look pretty good and stuff like that from my humble perspective. Let's see. Aiden says Travon Walker looked insane. Throw, fumble, sack, pick, showed that 4.4, and so that he did. That he did. That he did. Meanwhile, now for the Seahawks, Geno gets the snap, gives it to the back. Rashard Penny picks up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up. Again, here in the second quarter with 13 minutes to go. Let's see. Aiden said, yeah, torched Shaq Griffin, but 100 yards on penalties, and Trevor killed y'all. And so, yeah, I was disappointed in Trevor. I was disappointed in Trevor. How did Travis Etienne do? I didn't get to watch how he did. How did he do? I know James Robinson, he looked good, but how did Travis Etienne look? Meanwhile, here, Geno Smith throws it and it's completed to DK Metcalf. And so one thing I said last year, because you guys know, you guys that was here last year, you remember last year, I was adamant when it came to Russell Wilson not throwing the ball to DK Metcalf. I'm just happy that Geno is out here targeting DK Metcalf and showing him some love. And my goodness, I mean, already in this one, 9 of 9 through the air for 100 yards and a touchdown. But here we go, 3rd and 1. You've got to be able to convert on these 3rd and short situations here. Now they got trips towards the top of the formation here. Shotgun, takes a snap. Smith looking, throws it, caught by Penny. Got to make someone miss. He does, and picks up the first down here for the Seahawks. That's a 3-yard completion. So Geno starting off 10 for 10. What about that? Aiden said 275 men aren't supposed to move like that, and so that's true. Hey, he's booking it though. These kids out here today, they are different breeds. I'm telling you. Aiden said he got 7.5 yards per carry. Dropped a few catches. Trevor missed him on a touchdown first NFL game. So okay. Appreciate that. But here we go for Smith. Throws it down, and receiver lowers his shoulder and gets back to the line of scrimmage here. 2nd down coming, but there is a penalty that was thrown late. There's a penalty that was thrown late. Up. Looks like it's going to be against the Broncos here. Whatever Cooper did, got to avoid that. Mike says, I graded Seahawks O-line C-, even with 2 rookies. It's really bad. Mike says A- receiver corp. Mike says Metcalf, Lockett, and Goodwin. And then don't forget Noah Fant at tight end. Great addition. We saw Grizzly earlier, so hey. Aiden says, Jag fans want Trevor gone right now, wanting to trade him for picks, then draft Young or Stroud. I say don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's still young. Remember when Josh Allen first came into the league, the first couple years, Bill fans wanted to get rid of him. Don't do it. The potential is still there. Give him some time. You know, he's just now working with Doug Peterson. Season is still young. But Rashard Penny on the loose. And so, wow, takes it all the way to the 26-yard line here. So Rashard Penny giving them their pennies, giving them their money's worth out there. Wow. Let's see. Old man says Adams' knee might be hurt bad. Mike says, I mean, has anyone ever seen Cooper Rush? And so, Mike, we actually streamed Cooper Rush last year. We did a play-by-play when they played against the Vikings. The Cowboys and Vikings played last year, and it was a game on Halloween. I remember it because we thought the Vikings were going to win, and like Brady was having the feel that the Vikings were losing and stuff like that to the Cowboys with their backup quarterback last year. Meanwhile, across the middle, the homer. And so, my goodness, guys, Geno Smith was saving this for the regular season. Did he intentionally look bad in the preseason so that way nobody would draft him at all in fantasy? Wow. Let's see, Mike says JB Bill fans wanted to give up the team over Allen. Aiden said Young looks like a killer dude, always seems to come up big somehow. Let's see, old man says whoever drafted Penny is having a day. And so, hey, I don't have him in our league, but I got him in another league. I do have him in another league. Yeah, I do have him in my other league, so I am happy about that. Although I've already won in that one, but still feels nice. Still feels nice. But I am rooting Seahawks offense here because two guys inside of my division in our fantasy league are playing each other, and I want one of them to lose because I know he'll be a threat later in the season and all like that. Meanwhile, the other one, he'll be lucky if he wins a couple games this year. So I'm hoping he wins this one. But wow, illegal contact. Again, second quarter here, 10 minutes and 3 seconds. I see that ESPN scoreboard has updated itself. That's a positive. All right, Geno up under center though. Two receivers, two tight ends, one back in the backfield. From the Broncos 21-yard line, they're going to give it to Penny again off the left side. Penny looking for a hole. Gets forward, picks up about 2-3 yards on the carry. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here before the half. Again, Broncos trailing this one 7-3, and the Seahawks already within the 20. And so you see Jamal Adams there on the cart, does not look happy. All right, let's see. Mike says, sports show guys quit jobs. Look up Allen takes on YouTube. Lewis says, let's go. We want to see a touchdown. Smith takes a snap. He's going to run with it. Makes one guy miss. Makes another guy miss. Takes it all. He's about a yard shy of getting to the first. But man, Geno Smith with the play. Wow. And so this is insane. Let's see. Jay said, did you see Kentucky football team ate a gator in the locker room after beating Florida? I did not see that. Aiden said, I think I'm switching my Super Bowl predictions from Raiders to Ravens. And so, okay. I mean, hey, it's early in the season. We're all going to be swapping, that's for sure, as the season goes on. Mike says, everyone wanted Rosen. Mike said, go Geno. But man, Geno out here making moves. Ode says, is there any watching right now in our league? If so, ask JB, who is he trying to trade for? They'll probably tell you the guy who I reached out for their team for to try to trade. So, but here we go. Geno fakes it to the back, throws it to Metcalf. Metcalf makes one guy miss. Got the whole team around him, and so Metcalf going the wrong way, and he's brought down, and he lost 8 yards on the play. Metcalf, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're going the wrong way. Can't have it. Can't have that. And so that, I mean, hey, they're doing everything they can to get him the ball here, keep him happy. I'm happy to see that they actually are game planning to get him the ball more and more this year, it seems like. But you can't go backwards. Can't go backwards like that. But here we go, guys. 3rd and 26. My man thought he was Barry Sanders for a minute, realized he's not. All right, Geno here in the shotgun, throws it across the middle. That's going to be caught. And all right, nice completion there, 6 yards. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. So 4th and 20 coming up here. Broncos 31-yard line. Bring out the field goal unit. Let's see. Mike said, who injured? Aiden said, I won my 2 big leagues thanks to Adams, Swift, and Pittman. Now faces my team, unfortunately. Old man says Adams might be down. His knee is hurt bad. And so, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that knee, Jamal Adams. But we got a 49-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Myers. So Jason Myers. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So the Seahawks are up 10-3. here in the second quarter with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And right now, the Seahawks fans, these guys that showed up, probably got these tickets really dirt cheap, to be honest with you, and stuff like that. So they're enjoying every second of this. If you're a Seahawks fan and you already got season tickets, and I'm pretty sure you got it at a good rate, you're happy about this start. All right, so let's see. Mike says touchdown two coming up. I'm calling it. And so leave us looking nice at Kentucky. Old man says, DK, what are you doing? Better off if you just drop the ball. And so at least don't go backwards like that. At least don't go backwards like that. But hey, they got a field goal off of that drive there, and so Geno Smith has yet to throw an incompletion. I'm just curious, how many people around the world actually started Geno Smith? We got 20 people in our fantasy football league, and nobody started Geno Smith in our league. So I just want to know who started Geno Smith in their fantasy football league out of pure desperation. But I will say this though, I mean, it's not looking good if you started the Broncos defense in fantasy football and you needed them to go out there and have a dominating performance. But yeah, Jamal Adams doubtful to return after going to the sideline. They say so, doubtful to return. Let's see. Old says, "Man, what world of NFL are we living in?" Jay says he doesn't know old, but he's loving it. And so, yes, yes, that is the case. But again, we're currently at the commercial right now, so now's a good time. If you haven't pressed the thumbs up button, to press the thumbs up button, and also subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. Definitely appreciate you guys and all the support here as we make our journey to JB3K. That is the goal, JB3K. Let's see. Aiden says currently trying to trade for Geno in my two quarterback league. And so, okay, bet. And so, hey, if Geno's looking like this, that's good. Lewis says Metcalf wants to hit the end zone no matter which side it is. Was that the issue, Lewis? He couldn't decide what side he wanted to go to. And so Jay says, what is your Super Bowl pick strictly going off of week one, JB? If we're going off of week one only, I'm saying it's Bills and Buccaneers. Bills and Buccaneers, if I'm going purely off of week one, Bills and Buccaneers to me. I say the Buccaneers because, like, honestly, the team, I'm thinking who would beat them. If the Rams don't do it, who would beat them in the NFC? I mean, you can't bet against Brady. So in week one, that's what I would go, Bills and Bucks. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. All right, so into the end zone. As the old man says, JB, I just took Kelsey off the trade block. I'm telling you, my offer was a good offer. My offer was a great offer. Old man says, based off of the question off of week one, he would say Bucks and Kansas versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl. And so, okay. Bet. I mean, hey, Kansas City, that would have been the second one there for me. And so I could have easily have went Kansas City as well and stuff like that. But either way, I feel like it's no wrong answer either way. No wrong answer either way. But I mean, to clown the Super Bowl defending champs at their home and hang them up next to the very banner that they put up there on opening night, and it wasn't even close, I got to give credit where credit is due. They made the Rams look like shams out there. And so that's all I'm saying. All right, but here we go. All right, so now Williams has it. Trying to make guys miss. Brought down in the backfield. Lost a yard or two on the play. Big time play there by the Seahawks getting in the backfield. He says, you're not riding nowhere. Let's see. Old man says, Mahomes looking scary, and he's spreading the ball out. And so, yeah, he is. I mean, mad props to Kansas City for sure, guys. I mean, for sure. Jay says, can't wait for the Thursday night Chiefs and Chargers. And so, yes, for sure. So do you guys actually, will you guys be able to actually see that on Amazon Prime and stuff like that? I mean, I will be able to see it, but I'm just curious how many people actually will be able to see the game on Amazon Prime and who won't be able to. All right, but Russell takes the snap here, throws it to Williams, and so Williams, still on his feet, picks up about 8 yards on that reception. 8, 9 yards. Third down coming up, third and short. Again, the Seahawks are leading this one 10-3. Here in the second quarter with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And this game feels like it's going by super fast. And the reason for that is that Geno Smith has not thrown an incompletion. So when Seattle has the ball, the clock doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And meanwhile, for the Broncos, Russell Wilson, he's 6 of 9 for 86 yards. And they're running the ball nicely. So between these two teams, they're taking off a lot of time when they have the ball. So here we go, 3rd and 2 for the Broncos. They're going to go 5 wide here, so 5 wide. All right, so Wilson in the pocket, throws it deep. And so Jerry Jeudy says, get away from me. I have a touchdown to get. And he takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. So if you believed that Russell Wilson was going to bring out the best in Jerry Jeudy, you were rewarded with that touchdown. So if you were concerned that he was not throwing the ball to receivers early on, there you go. There you go. Jerry Jeudy, a 67-yard touchdown reception, and somebody's jumping up and down in fantasy football right now after that. Honestly, he caught the cornerback napping on that one. I mean, he literally was napping. Look at him. He was slow reaction, hit the ground, had no idea what was taking place. Safety just assumed that his partner could actually tackle. And so, bad play on defense. Extra point is good. I know Russell Wilson is feeling nice after that. Let's see. All right, so Jay says he do have Prime, cannot miss that game for the world. And so bet. Jay says great play. Mike says, oh, come on. Old man says, dang, what a great play. Aiden says he still think that Sutton is that guy. And so I still believe that Cortland Sutton is that guy as well. It's just, can Cortland just stay healthy for me a full year? But absolutely. Mike says, other than the Chiefs or the Ravens, name one team, the chat, that could beat the Bills. And so Mike wants to know one team other than the Chiefs or the Ravens that could beat the Bills. Old man says, Patriots if they don't play their starters. Safe answer there, old. Safe answer there for sure. Jay says the Chargers, Mike. Chargers, Mike. And so Braden, what's good with you, Braden? What's good with you? Hey, you turned down my trade offer that I sent you. I thought we had a deal. What's going on? Aiden says the Raiders, so he feels the Raiders could beat the Bills. And so, I mean, hey, it's still extremely early. A lot of things are going to play out this season. Everything from injuries and all that stuff. But we'll see how it goes. Aiden also says the Jaguars. He'll take the Jaguars in that one based off of last year. Old man says Chargers and Bengals when the Bengals get their stuff together. And so, key word, when they get it together. But again, the score is all tied up 10-10 right now. So what a game we got in this one. And so if you see JB fired up, it's because I am fired up. I'm just impressed that Seattle is coming out here and showing life. They're actually fighting here. So I am happy about that. And so Braden says, everybody in the chat say JB and Manning Nation, let's ride. So let's not ride with that. Let's not ride with that. Jay says the Jets will beat the Bills in the AFC Championship and will win the Super Bowl. I want whatever Jay has right now, because whatever he's got over there, it must be some good stuff going on for that projection there. Let's see. Old man says, Braden, don't trade with JB. He will rob you. Braden says the only player that you liked was Alvin Kamara. And so, I mean, I was given a star, for a couple role players. Basically, a star for a couple role players. Jay says, LOL, I'm just joking. Jets are terrible, LOL. And so, yeah, they were booing Joe Flacco. They wanted to see Mike White out there, but the coach said no. Seahawks would not return this out, and so 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Let's see. Old man says, Jay and the Jet fans will turn off Madden. Braden says, yep, old. Mike says Chargers. Raiders. He's like, what? Let's see. Jay says, I think the Chargers are going to be really good as the season goes on. And so I think so too. Any word on the Keelan Allen situation? Like, is he legitimately hurt? I know he got banged up. I don't know how serious it was. But Geno throws it to escape the pressure, and it's caught. Going to pick up about 3 yards in the play, but nice throw to avoid taking the sack. Let's see. Mike says, come on, chat, take this serious. You got to stop with the jokes. Isaac said, who you got scoring more fantasy, DK or Penny? Personally, I need Penny to outscore DK by 7 or more. I think Penny personally will get more than DK unless DK gets into the end zone at least one time. But I think Penny serves the better chance of actually getting into the end zone. Speaking of Penny, he gets the carry, bounces to the right, and he's tripped up there, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty on the play. Refs, let the guys play. But let's see what they call. Let's see. Old man says, Mike being 100 with the Chargers and the Bengals. Chargers have a great defense. Bengals just need to get their stuff together. I think Burrow is still dealing with the injury bug. And so I did take that into account when I picked the Bengals to lose and stuff like that. All right, so defensive holding here. So here we go. Let's see. Mike says I'm going through teams. Jay says, why these refs throwing so many flags? And so, I mean, I guess these referees must get paid per penalty. They must be getting paid per penalty. It must be some type of stipend to where each penalty you throw, you get an extra commission or something like that to inspire these referees to throw so many penalties. I don't know. I don't have the answer, but that's my projection. Meanwhile, Geno, play fake, throws it. Too high for Penny, incomplete. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up again, and that's Geno Smith's first incompletion, guys. His first incompletion. Geno Smith out there 13 of 14 for 101 yards and a touchdown. You give me that performance per half, Geno, and we're patting you on the back. And all this time, I thought that Pete Carroll was just trying to cut off on the payroll here and just be cheap with it. Let's see. Mike says Seahawks will be the only winning NFC West team. You know, that you mentioned it, I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. Got to do it for the division, I guess. Seahawks take the snap, throws it, and it is completed near the sideline. What a catch by Mr. Goodwin, your guy, Mike. 16 yards and takes it all the way to the Broncos' 47-yard line here. Around 4 minutes to go here before the half. But Geno's got the offense moving. All right, so here we go, guys. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. Broncos side of the field. Tight end goes in motion, takes the snap here, fakes it. Geno has it on the move. Geno throws it. Nice throw, caught by the tight end, moving. Knocks someone over on his way out of bounds. Picks up 18 yards on the play. And so Parkinson packing a mean punch there on that reception. And so, yeah, I like the way the Seahawks are utilizing their tight ends in this one. All right, but here we go, guys. 1st and 10. Geno takes a snap, throws it quickly to Metcalf. Metcalf uses a nice stiff arm. He says, son, I'm just bigger than you. This is a grown man's league. Picks up 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up. Let's see, old man says, can you imagine if the Seahawks win? They'll be the only team in their division to win a game this week. If I'm the Seahawks, after the end of this week, I'm screenshotting the standings and stuff like that, and that's all that matters. Everything else that takes place doesn't matter. I'm just going to be talking about week 1 only. I just said the Magic, Geno throws a perfect passer rating game like he did with the Jets. And so I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. Geno takes a snap, looking, throws it deep, has a man. That's a touchdown, Seahawks. Touchdown, Seahawks. Why ride when you can fly like the Seahawks? Wow. That is a touchdown. Even Drew Lock is smiling on the sideline. Wow, what about that? Colby Parkinson and the Seahawks. They were saving everything. They showed us nothing in the preseason. Nothing. Wow. This is just wow. I mean, mismatch all the way. Got the touchdown. 7 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 10 seconds in terms of time of possession. And the extra point is good to give the Seahawks a 17-10 lead over the Broncos. How about that? Geno's fired up. JB's fired up. DK's fired up. And so, what about that? Wow. Russell Wilson's going to be in for a long day if this continues. They'll never let him hear the end of it. Wow. Let's see where I'm at right now in the chat. Let's see. Old man said, man, and everyone told me the Broncos defense would be one of the best in the NFL. You know what? Oh, that is one of my concerns as well, because I do have the Broncos defense in my other league, but I'm not going to overreact from one game here. But at the same time, they have some tough competition coming up. So JB's in the market for another defense, now that I think about it. So if the Seahawks are doing this, then what are the Chiefs going to do to this defense? This is why I was saying that I project the Broncos to finish last in the division. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? They're still going to finish last in the division. And so they'll just be the best last place team in the NFL. But wow. Wow. And so maybe it's an overreaction on JB's part. Maybe. Let's see. Aiden says Seahawks cooking. The old man says Gino about the script. The Seahawks chances of getting young. Mike says, oh. Mike says, what in the world? What a pass. Aiden says you have the Broncos spread. Oh, Aiden, no. Aiden, no. Andrew said who scored? It was the Seahawks that scored. That's right. Geno Smith threw that pass to Colby Parkinson. I'm sorry, Parkinson, who's got 2 receptions for 43 yards and a touchdown. And so, but yes, let's see. Aiden says, go Seahawks. I want the first pick again. Mike said, making Broncos look dumb so far. Old man says, Geno out here looking like a starting quarterback. He says, so far, Seahawks won the trade and Broncos gave Russ an extension. They made Russ rusty with that extension. Lewis says, I've always said I like Geno. You too, Lewis? In Geno, we believe. Andrew says, facts those. Let's see. Aiden says, need to acquire the Jags. And so, hey, I do have the Jags defense in this league, but in the other league, I'm going to go ahead and see the defenses that are available and then pick them up. But, yeah, this is a bad sign. If this is what they're doing against the Seahawks here, this is a horrible sign for what's to come in the future. So, unless they play the Cowboys again this year, yeah. And so 80 says now he see why JB loves Geno. Now he gets it. Now he gets it. Now he gets it. Geno, 17 of 18, 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. I owe the man an apology for some stuff that was said throughout a preseason game. I hope he forgives my frustration with him during the preseason and remembers I was there from last year rooting for him. But meanwhile, the Broncos here, they'll carry the ball to the 21-yard line from the kickoff return, and that is where their offense will take over. So right now, Russell Wilson and the Broncos trailing 17-10 versus his former team in the Seahawks with 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go before the half. Let's see, Mike says Russell signed to age 40. Lewis says the hoodie likes Geno. That's true. Mike says JB and Geno. Andrew says, seems like everyone's hopping on the Seahawks bandwagon right now. And so that is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. Mike says JB and Geno show like the sound of that. Geno Smith will be welcome on the show after this performance today. All right, but here goes the Broncos. Trips towards the top of the formation, takes the snap out of the shotgun, gives it to Williams off the right side, runs over a guy and takes it to the 31-yard line. And so yes, JB's was hoping for a great game, and this is starting off exactly to be that. Exactly to be that. But would JB be mad if the Broncos end up losing this one? A team in the AFC that loses would not be mad. Let's see. Mike says JB and Geno's show sounds like show like the sound of that. Aiden says give Geno a max. And so, whoa, slow your roll, Aiden. Let's slow our roll here. Let's slow our roll here. Let us not do that now. Let us not do that. We still got to see how he looks on the road and stuff like that. But shout out to the offensive coordinator. What's the name of the Seahawks offensive coordinator? Anybody? If anybody knows the name of the Seahawks offensive coordinator, shout out to him because I love the play calling that the Seahawks are doing. I got to give them credit. I love the play calls. These passes, I feel like they got Geno on the move. Geno likes that play fake. Geno's comfortable with these plays right here. I feel like they really are tailoring the offense to his strengths. So therefore, I do like what the offensive coordinator is doing. So I am curious who exactly is the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see. Old man says JBTJ might be done for the season. And so, oh man, I hope not for the season. I know it's going to be for a while, but you know what? Now that I think about it, those injuries tend to be possibly season, but that would be terrible for TJ. Absolutely heartbreaking. Aiden says need an extension as soon as possible. And so, I mean, if we can get him on the cheap for an extension, for sure. 80 says, JB said Denver would blow them out, shake my head. And so JB did say that. JB did say there was a possibility if that happened. But you know what, 80s? Forget that because JB is rooting for the Seahawks here to win. I may have picked the Broncos, but I do not mind being wrong in this one. Let's see. Oh, it says Geno out here playing his best game and playing like it's his Super Bowl. Aiden says same dude they wanted gone last year. Aiden says because Charles Cross doesn't let anybody go near his quarterback. And so that's right, they did select Charles Cross. But many people was wondering if possibly that pick would be used on a guy like Malik Willis, which now we think about it, it seems almost laughable to consider that. Let's see, old man says, are we sure it wasn't Russ that was the problem? And so, well, you guys know how adamant I was about Russell Wilson last year. He pissed me off, cost me an entire fantasy football league last year and stuff like that, even before the injury. But all jokes aside, though, I mean, it's just the first half, first half. We'll see how this goes out throughout the season, but as more and more games go through, we'll get more and more of that answer. But here we go, guys. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Out of the shotgun. 2 minutes to go here before the half. Broncos down by 7. Seahawks sending 4. It's a screen. It's caught by Williams. And so Williams bounces off one guy, falls forward, picks up 13 yards on the play. 1:45 left to go here before the half. Broncos have all 3 timeouts, and so do the Seahawks. Mike says Watt brothers spend more time on IR than finish the joke tape. You know what? More time on IR than Michael Thomas spends on the football field, I guess. All right, but here we go. Speaking of Michael Thomas, shout out to him. A nice game. I haven't seen the man in about 2 years, but it was nice to see him out there and see him put in some work. That time, Russell Wilson scrambled, picked up 2 yards. Second and up, 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Let's see, old man said that bus name Ryan or that bus to kill Harry. Braden said, yeah, we know JB. Second and 8 here out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Wilson has it in the pocket. He's moving, has time, throws it. And, oh, is that a catch? No, it's incomplete. But look at how long he held onto that ball. I mean, he's lucky the offensive line gave him as much time as they did, but you got to get rid of that ball a lot quicker. He's holding that ball a long time. Let's see. Andrew says N'Keal Harry wasn't a bust. He wasn't bad. Old man said, my bad. Harry was good at blocking. Jay says, point one, people started Geno Smith on NFL Fantasy, and point 13 rostered him. And so, for those people that did, pleasant surprise. Aiden said, might drop Brady for Geno. Don't do it. Don't do it. That would be an overreaction. Don't do it. But here we go, guys. Again, it's 3rd and 8 here. Broncos calling a timeout. And so Russell Wilson right now thinking about, man, the possibility that he might just lose. Let's see. Aiden said, well, the fate of the universe on the line. You want Geno. I think that the dinosaurs made that same call way back when. I don't know how it worked out for them, but let's see. Old says Russ didn't know what to do. He never had that much time before. Yeah, you saw he wanted to run. He did want it to run, but he stayed in that pocket and threw it. Mike says Eagle Bills Monday night, and so yeah, two games Monday night next week to choose from. Here we go, 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun, Wilson in the pocket, moving around, still in the pocket, throws it, caught. Cortland Sutton there with the reception, still on his feet, stiff arms, out of bounds at the Seahawks 24-yard line with just 38 seconds remaining here before the half and two timeouts. Andrew says blowout. Aiden says 0.3% of people started Geno on ESPN. And so those people ahead of the curve. All right, so here we go, guys. Broncos offense here in the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Wilson in the pocket. Gonna throw it deep and oh! He dropped the interception. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? JB would have caught that. JB would have caught that. Are you kidding me? Like what? What? No, are you kidding me? Are you serious? It went right through you, son. Right through you. All you had to do was put your hands together. You may have the last name Diggs, but that's all you've got in common with the Diggs. That's it. That's all you got in common with them. That was awful. Awful drop. But anyway, 2nd and 10. Broncos take the snap here. Seahawks sending 4. Russell gets sacked. That time, you saw the pressure was coming. And so Russell Wilson took his eyes away from downfield and put his head down and just started moving around and fidgeting in the pocket. And that time, they got him for the sack. Wow. Mike says how many thumbs up, and so I got to check that real quick. Aiden says Russell Wilson. Old man says that should have been picked. That was the easiest pick I have ever seen. Andrew said I would love to see JB at quarterback. Yeah. Every route would be within 5 yards, within 5 to 10 yards at best. That's it. One deep shot per game is all y'all getting out of JB. That's it. One deep shot. All right, but 3rd and 18. And so the Seahawks fans standing behind the defense here. The 12th man fully involved here. From the Seahawks 32-yard line. Russell Wilson in the shotgun takes the snap, feels the pressure, throws it to Williams. Williams, left side, picks up about 10 yards on the reception. There's about 15 seconds here. Broncos have 1 timeout, so they'll go ahead, looks like, and let that clock run down and then kick the field goal and try to make the field goal here before the half. Got the timeout. So now the field goal unit will come out here for the Broncos. And so, all right, let's see where I'm at right now. Mike says, on the right day, Steelers might be able to beat the Bills once. Andrew says, cornerback. Old says, Mike, if TJ playing, then yes, but if he's hurt, then don't know. 80 says, hey, old man, any updates? How are you? And so Mike says, JB dropping back. Mike says, JB looking, finish at 80s. And so it'll be more like JB's dropping back, looking, still looking, on the move, flings it out of bounds. But all right, a 40-yard field goal attempt here. Seahawks call a timeout, so that field goal will not count. Seahawks call a timeout here. Do you guys remember on like NCAA football when you would call a timeout and they literally would put like ice above the kicking meter and like you could barely see the meter and stuff like that on NCAA football? Ooh, Romeo Cornell was the oldest NFL coach in history. Did not know that. All right, but let's see. Old man says I'm doing okay. 80s therapy kicking his butt, but feel way better than yesterday. How are you doing? And thanks. Meanwhile, the kick is up. Kick is good for the Broncos. So our score right now at the half, Seahawks leading this one 17-13 here. But the Seahawks will have to continue to be consistent in the second quarter. But so far, Seahawks up by 4, 17-13. All right, let's see. 80 says, I'm fine, thanks. I'm glad you're feeling better. Bet. Let's see. O said, it's almost time for the best halftime show, the JB halftime show. Appreciate that. O said, man, JB Broncos need someone to be the hitman on the team or the enforcer. And so, hey, that is true. Jay says Titans versus Bills and Vikings versus Eagles next week, Monday Night Football. Which one, JB? And so, you know what? Let me see where you guys stand on that one. I want to see where you guys stand on that one. Because normally, like I would have just done it because it's Mike's team there, but also we've got the Eagles playing, which is 80's team there. So I'm going to see a vote here from you guys and see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. O says, or if you on Madden 23, sometimes it takes the kick meter away for the whole game if you call a timeout when someone is kicking. And so that is insane. That is insane. Andrew says Titan Bills might be good. And so, yep, about to get the poll started now. And so, 1 second. All right. 1 second. All right, let's get this poll set up. I'll just say which one should we stream. All right, so JB is currently setting up the poll now. And that is the okay. All right, so here we go. All right, let's see how the voting goes. All right, so the poll is now officially up. So which game should we stream? Should it be the Titans and Bills or the Vikings and Eagles? All right, let's see. Old man says Broncos call me up. I got one good fit left in me. Mike says poll JB. I would err on side of 80s. And so 80 says thanks Mike. Let's see. Old says hate to say it, but you got the Bills. Okay, Old says, and you got the Eagles. I got them winning their division also. Mike says I assume JB can get both in comments, ABC and and ESPN. And so I mean in the comments we can certainly do that for sure. For sure. But absolutely. O says he wants to see the Eagles versus Vikings. All right, so far we've got 3 votes, and all 3 votes are leaning towards the Vikings and Eagles. Okay, we'll leave that up there. And I will call it at the end of halftime. I'll call it at the end of halftime and stuff like that, and then I'll see from there. Let's see. Jay says NFL used to do 2 Monday night games in week 1, not week 2. I feel like they used to do 2 at least the first, at least 2 weeks until teams started having their bye weeks. Once we got to the point where a team started having a bye week, then they would cut out that. But normally the second game would be like late in the day, where it would be like the Chargers and Raiders playing like at late in the day or something like that, so late at night, stuff like that. But the NFL is always changing stuff. Let's see. Said the Broncos. I got one fight left in me. Dang phone. Mike said JB, just look at the other screen once in a while and say another touchdown, another Allen touchdown. And so, oh, definitely, definitely. Because you guys know, with Allen being on my fantasy football team, I will be monitoring. So anytime he scores, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. For sure. All right, let's see. O says, 80. What's up with Davis, though? I heard he didn't play a lot yesterday. Is that true? And so, you talking about Gabriel Davis? All right, so while this is going on, let's see. Jay says, hopefully, whatever wins in the poll will be the better game. And so, I hope so too, Jay. I hope so too. I hope so too. But I'm pretty sure there'll be some good polls. O says, where's the bum Eli at? So 80 says, where is Eli? All right, meanwhile, give me 1 second. But again, while I look up something real quick, but so far in the first half, though, we'll start with Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Russell Wilson, 10 of 15 passing for 206 yards, one touchdown, no interception. He was sacked twice. Geno Smith was 17 of 18 for 164 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions. Meanwhile, on the ground for the Broncos as a team, 9 carries for 61 yards. Javonte Williams had 5 carries and 41 yards. Melvin Gordon III had 3 carries and 18 yards. And meanwhile, for the Seahawks, Rashard Penny, he had 8 carries for 53 yards. And as a team, they had 10 carries for 55 yards. All right, let's see. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. 1 second. All right, just searching for one thing real quick. Let's see. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see if this is it. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see. Where am I at now? Okay, so. Okay. All right, let me see where I am right now in the chat. All right, so I am. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? Where did I leave off at? Okay, so. Why have I been gone that long? All right, trying to see where I left off at in the chat here. Okay, so I'll just pick up. All right, so 80 says the international halftime show with special guest Steve Belichick. Mike says if only Brady was coaching. Andrew says Titan Bills might be good. Ode says RFU on Madden 23 something that takes the kick meter away for the whole game. And so okay, so I did read that one. Um, okay, okay. Jay says probably in the Manning cast. Jay said, "Come on, people, we need everyone voting in the poll." And so O said, "Nah, Jordan Davis." O said, "Gino out there outplaying Russ. Why NFL is rigged?" Lewis says, "Got my dad with me today. JB, give a shout out, Roger." Yes, shout out to Rogers. He also, I take it, he's also a Chicago Bears fan as well. Is that correct? Yes, but shout out to Roger for coming through here on the channel. Absolutely. And I know the Bear fans are feeling very nice. And hey, got to be feeling optimistic against the Packers as well. I know the Bears would love to beat the Packers. I know that would be the case. They would love to beat the Packers. And again, tomorrow I will go ahead and do my next round of projections in terms of who I got winning for next week. So I'll do that tomorrow and have that posted for everybody. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see, Lewis says, for sure, bear down. And so, bearing down. Let's see, Jay says, I enjoyed your review of college rankings video, JB. And so, I appreciate that, Jay. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, going through each team. And so, yeah, my biggest opinion was I feel like looking at last year, I feel like Kentucky had a major jump there. And so, because when I think top 10 teams, I'm trying to see when Kentucky matches up, say, against a team like Georgia, just teams in their own division, teams like Alabama. Will it be like close? I feel like if they played a team like Tennessee, I do feel like they're better than a team like Tennessee, so I feel like they would beat Tennessee and stuff like that. It's just this Florida team was so up and down, with particularly their quarterback. They're as good as their quarterbacks are. So for Florida, one week they jumped up out of from unranked to 12. It was just a lot of chaos, honestly. So, but yeah, but I appreciate that, Jay. Let's see. O says Lewis Barris won me 50, and so okay. So your mom's boyfriend is a 49ers fan, and so I bet that 50 felt very nice. And so yeah, I mean, I did project the Bears to win because I looked at that matchup and I said, you know what, that's one I can see the Bears winning that. I can see them winning that. Justin Fields versus Trey Lance. Justin Fields had a whole year as last year as a rookie to start. So year two, the good quarterbacks at least take some kind of leap and stuff like that. And so he did, and that's what the Bears needed. Let's see. Lewis says, good job, Braden. Jay says, it's hard for me to keep up to date with the rankings, so that video helped for sure. And so, okay, bet. Meanwhile, 80 says, JV and Manning cast. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Lewis says, good job, Braden. Jay says it's hard. Okay, bet. What did? But yeah, so yeah, I was trying to see if I could find where, like, I guess next time I do my predictions and stuff like that, I'll just have to go ahead and like screenshot somewhere so I can just pull up easily all the teams that I picked previously. But yeah, that was good. That was good. But here we go, getting ready to go to the second half of play here. And so Russell Wilson and the Broncos find themselves losing this one. This is why we play the games and stuff like that. On paper, it is easy to say that one team can steamroll another team, but that's why we play the games in the NFL. Football is done play by play. A small error in coverage, a miscommunication, a bad call, and stuff like that, a bad read can change the outcome of an entire game because all of these guys are professionals. They get paid to play the sport. Mike says, JB, throw a few games out. Chat helps score them. And so, for next week's games, I should have did that at the half. I should have did that at the half for sure. And so, for sure. So I'll try to get through that throughout some of this stuff for sure. Because I know next up we got the Chargers and the Chiefs. And so you guys let me know your thoughts for the Chargers and the Chiefs. Who will win that matchup between the Chargers and the Chiefs? Meanwhile, for the poll, we have it. It is going to be the Vikings versus the Eagles. Vikings versus the Eagles has won that poll there. So that is the route we will take. All right, but here we go. Kickoff unit on the way. Let's see. Mike says, okay, so 80 says, UK's campus went nuts after the win and was burning couches and mattresses, lol. Meanwhile, Seahawks kick things off, and so the second half is on the way. And so Broncos here on the return, and brought down at the 19-yard line, and that is where the Broncos will take over here on the first drive of the third quarter. All right, so let's see. It says, yeah, JB, he was talking so much crap about New England losing, so I took them Bears and won that money. We got 50 more, and who will have the better record? Bet. Braden says, pull up a poll of what college football game you should do, and so that's not a bad idea. Chiefs. Braden says Chiefs win 38-31. So you got the Chiefs winning 38-31, and so it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I just don't trust the Chargers coach in this game here. I think that's gonna make the difference here. Their coach like to take gambles, and typically it fails more times than not. So I will take the Chiefs to win as well, 34-28. 34-28 Chiefs over the Chargers. All right, Gordon on the carry there, loses 2 yards. So we got 2nd and 12 coming up here. 2nd and 12 coming up here from the Broncos. Let's see. Isaac said, doesn't even add up to 100%. Dumb YouTube. Let's see. O says, I got Kansas City winning it. Mike said Chargers will keep it close, but they know they will play very well. Yeah, they'll keep it close. They'll keep it close. That they will. Meanwhile, Melvin Gordon rushes for 8 yards up the middle. 3rd and 4 coming up here at the Broncos' own 26-yard line. Here's a 3rd down coming up. Trying to keep the drive alive. And so 80 says playoffs. He said Chiefs for sure. He says thanks for voting. And so absolutely. Let's see. O says I need the Eagles to win. You say your mom's been talking smack, her and your nephew team Kansas City, and the Vikings the only team that won. And so for sure. But that's going to be a great one, honestly. That's going to be a great one. Seeing how the Vikings looked week 1 too. Justin Jefferson. It's going to be fun to watch. Meanwhile, Broncos here play fake. Russ has time. Throws it to the left, and is caught by Sutton before going out of bounds there. Picks up 18 yards on the reception and takes it to the Broncos' 44-yard line. All right, so here we go for the Broncos. Here, going to line up in the shotgun. So now we got 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Here in the third quarter with 13 minutes to go in the third. Seahawks up 17-13. Wilson has it in the pocket, throws it. Caught by Sutton. He's knocked out of bounds, but he picks up 7 yards on the catch. 2nd and 3 coming up here from the Seahawks 49-yard line. Okay. All right, but here we go, guys. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. We've got 2 receivers, 1 tight end, a fullback in the backfield. Let's see. Mike says, 80s, how's your quarterback developing? So Wilson takes a snap from up under center, tosses it outside to Gordon. Gordon off the left side, still running, picks up 13 yards and a 1st down. Melvin Gordon on the carry. So good old Melvin Gordon there on the carry. Let's see. Isaac says, random question. If you could have the name of one NFL player, what would it be? Ooh, the name of one NFL player. What would it be? That is a great question. I'll have to think on that. Meanwhile, Wilson throws it. Caught there by Williams, and so Williams is going to pick up a yard on the catch. 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 9 here at the Seahawks 35-yard line. But that is a great question. Trying to think of a name that someone's got that I would want. 80 says, Mike, only time will tell. I hope Jalen Hurts is the man. 80s, you told me that he was your league MVP. You said he was the best quarterback in the league. We got 2nd and 9 coming up. Again, third quarter here with 10 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Broncos, Russell Wilson up under center here. One back in the backfield, takes the snap. And so they're going to blow the whistle. Gonna blow the whistle here. Gonna be delay of the game. The clock is on 00 here. That should be delay of the game. Eddie says I did say that. He said Dick Buckets would be his name. Let's see. Could it be a past player or just a current player only? Here we go, guys. 2nd and 14 out of the shotgun. And so we're going to go 5 wide here. Takes the snap, looking, throws it deep, gives this guy a chance, and that is going to be a penalty. Anytime the quarterback, I feel like these type of penalties, it comes down to your quarterback being able to throw a ball that hangs in the air and the receiver simply slowing down to come back to it. That's going to be a defensive pass interference. And that's the rookie. I mean, he's he's getting burnt out there, guys. Okay, so either past or current. I mean, I've got to think about that. I have got to think about that. All right, so Russell Wilson up under center, takes the snap, play fake, looking, throws it. It's caught by Jerry Jeudy. He's got it. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. 3 yards on the play. 2nd and goal coming up. And so, but yeah, so the game that I am planning to stream when it comes to college football, looking at all the games, I felt like it was the obvious choice. The Miami Hurricanes on the road at Texas A&M. I feel like that's going to be the best game there. Miami on the road at Texas A&M. I like that matchup. I like that matchup. So that is going to be the game that I will be streaming for college football on Saturday. Miami versus Texas A&M. I think that'll be a great one. Meanwhile, there is a penalty here. Let's see. 80 says JB would pick the name Peyton Eli Manning the third. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, so, but I will do this. All right, but we got 2nd and goal coming up here. 2nd and goal again, third quarter, 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Broncos still with the ball here on the first drive since halftime. Wilson has it, throws it, and it is caught by the back out the backfield. It's going to be a pickup of 2 yards on the play. So 3rd and goal coming up. 3rd and goal from the Seahawks 9-yard line so far on this drive. 8 plays, 71 yards in about 6 minutes in terms of time possession off the clock so far on this drive. But can they cap it off in the end zone? Big 3rd down coming up for both teams. 80 says JB would pick Nate Burleson. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, so here we go for the Broncos here out of this shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Wilson throws it short, caught by the back, over the middle. It looks like he was down before he crossed the end zone. So 4th down and 1 coming up. Again, 9 plays, 79 yards, 6 minutes and 35 seconds turn time possession off the clock. Let's look at the replay. Yep, he was down. Let's see. Mike says drying ball with towel 15-yard penalty. Mike says the Bills are prime time so much JB let the Eagles get a little spotlight. How kind of you, Mike. How kind of you. But here we go, 4th and goal. Gives it to the back. Gordon, he's short. Now, did the ball come out? I'm pretty sure he was down. I'm pretty sure he was down. Ooh, is this going to be a stop? I need to see a replay. Ooh. What are you guys thinking? Touchdown, short, fumble? What are you guys thinking? All right, so a bit early, but I'll go ahead and pose that question in terms of who you guys think will win that matchup there between the Hurricanes and Texas A&M. But again, right now, currently, the play is under review. So the play is under review. So we're going to find out, is it a touchdown? Is it a stop? Is it a we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. 80 says he was stopped, and so 80 says he was stopped, and so I agree with 80s here. I do agree with him here. Because I know that play that they did earlier against Geno Smith in the offense when they called him short. If that was short, then this is certainly short. But again, we're still right now at the commercial. So this is huge right here. I mean, because if they overturn it, then that means the Broncos get the touchdown. If not, the Seahawks get the stop. But so far in this one, Russell Wilson 16 of 21 for 245 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception, sacked twice. And meanwhile, the Broncos on the ground, 12 carries for 80 yards. Javonte Williams, he's got 5 carries, 41 yards. Melvin Gordon III, he's got 6 carries for 37 yards. Let's see, so far through 4 votes, we have 2 to say Miami, 2 to say Texas A&M. I know Mr. JB, he would pick the Miami Hurricanes, but I would also pick Texas A&M in that one, so therefore that would even that out. All right, so looking at this replay one more time. Oh, that ball, yeah, that ball came. Play stands. The play stands. That's a huge play in favor of the Seahawks. Huge play. Let's see. He was stopped. And so, Carmichael, what's good with you? What's good with you? Carmichael says, hello, JB. How are you doing? How are you doing? There goes the Seahawks here. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. Here in the third quarter with 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Geno gets the snap, gets it to the back here, up the middle. And so Penny's going to get stuffed. And so back to the line of scrimmage there. Maybe picked up a yard on the play. Second out coming up. And so being this close to your own end zone, you got to pick up a couple first downs here. Give yourself more space, more room to work with. But they're going to go 5 wide. Out of the shotgun. Geno takes the snap. In the pocket, moving around. Throws it in the direction of the tight end there. Incomplete. Noah fought the close tight end near the ball. So 3rd and 9 coming up. 80 says, hey, Carmichael. All right, so far the chat is leaning towards the Miami Hurricanes so far to win that matchup at 57%. All right, but here we go, guys. 3rd and 9 here. Out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. They take the snap here. Broncos sending 4. Gino throws it. Incomplete. There is a penalty. There is a penalty. DK Metcalf is happy. That's going to be defensive holding and a fresh new set of downs. Clutch penalty there. Let's see, Carmichael says, doing decent. Not good, not bad. The only things I'm happy about is the Steelers winning yesterday. And so Carmichael says, hello, 80s. And so, yes, the Steelers did win yesterday. All right, so now we got 1st and 10 here from the Seahawks 16-yard line. Gino up under center. 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen here. Play fake. Gino's got it in the pocket. Gino throws it. And it is going to be, oh, it's incomplete. He threw it again to DK Metcalf. That time, incomplete. But wait a second. There is a penalty. There is a penalty. Roughing a passer. Wow. I mean, the Broncos are making mistakes with penalties here. Roughing the passer, Bradley Chubb. Let's see. You can't do it. Let's see. Old man says, I'm back, JB. My sister's called me. I have to go make myself known tomorrow. Her landlord moved in scumbags in front, and the one dude acting real hard when there's no guy around it. So, don't you just hate that? Don't you just hate that? That's awful. Meanwhile, Gino takes it, going to give it to Penny up the middle. Met by the Broncos defense here. No gain on the play. Let's see, Carmichael says, Braden thought they wouldn't. Mike says, yes. Ode says, Broncos are just trying to give the Seahawks the win. And we are in the 3rd quarter with 6 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Let's see, Eddie says, did JB agree with that call penalty? And so, JB gets it. JB's not going to complain there about that call. And so Gino throws it, and that's going to be off the ground. Incomplete. And so for receivers in this game, if you're someone that drafted Tyler Lockett, and maybe you played him in this game, so far he's got 1 catch for 17 yards. This isn't Russell Wilson throwing him the ball no more. And DK Metcalf, he is getting the targets here. 6 catches for 35 yards so far in this one today. Let's see, Lewis says, run, Gino, run. All right, here we go. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 10. Can we get the first? Gino gets the snap, throws it over the middle. And that is going to be completed to DK Metcalf. I love the fact that he keeps throwing at Patrick Surtain II. Keeps throwing it because you got DK Metcalf. He's a beast. He's a monster. And so just keep targeting him. He's going to fight for better positioning out there to get the ball. I love that. Throw the ball to him. I say take a deep shot now. I would take a deep shot now to Metcalf. All right, but here we go. 1st down, fresh into the downs to work with here. Smith throws it complete to Metcalf. And, the ball came out. Ball came out. Was it a fumble? Was it a fumble? It was. Wow. So the Broncos defense rips the ball out. They say enough is enough. Wait, was his elbow down? Was his elbow down? Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Braden says, at least Geno Smith threw it to DK, if you know what I mean, JB. Absolutely. Carmichael says, let's go, Geno. Braden says they will win on Sunday. Carmichael, they will not. 80 says, Geno never looked this good. Carmichael says, they better win, Braden. Jay says, this game seems to be going fast. Mike says, get some. Carmichael says, TJ is believed to have a partial pec tear. He will be back in about 6 weeks. Mike says, no. O says, okay, I want to know who's out there playing. There's no way that's Geno. Someone is dressed up as Geno. 80 says, after all that he fumbles, come on, JB, LOL. And so I know, right? I hyped the man up. I did hype him up. And after all that, he fumbled. But you know what? He's not on JB's fantasy team, so JB's not sweating it this year because he is not on JB's fantasy football team. Let's see. Um, all right, Carmichael says Najee is going to be back this week. Mike says wait. Lewis says fumble. Mike says shoot. At least he running right way. Lewis says Denver touchdown coming. So absolutely. Meanwhile, I need to check in fantasy football, not for myself, but there is a matchup that I know is pending on the outcome of this game, and so we'll see how it goes. And so, wow. Talking about that's why we love fantasy football. I'll say that. Let's see. Braden says, "Don't doubt the Steelers, JB. They will punish you." It's nothing, no doubt against them, no doubt about them. I see their greatness, but I have to go with my team here. I cannot be held responsible for that. 80 says JB picked the Broncos and Rams for the Super Bowl. JB did not pick the Broncos. JB would never pick the Broncos, never. Mike says go Bills. Carmichael says JB, you better hope Najee ain't 100 because he will toast your Pats. And so I'm hoping that he's not 100. I am hoping he's not 100. Jay says no quarterbacks were taken in the first round 2013 draft. Geno Smith was the first quarterback taken that draft. And so actually, Jay, EJ Manuel was taken first. Wasn't EJ first in that draft? Yeah, EJ Manuel was the first quarterback taken. Meanwhile, first and 10 here for the Broncos. Wilson taking a deep shot already. Incomplete. And that time, the rookie, great in coverage. And so, but yeah. So yeah, Jay, it was EJ Manuel that was the first quarterback taken in the 2013 draft class by the Buffalo Bills in the first round. Geno was taken next in the second round. Although many thought it was going to be Geno taken first. Meanwhile, they get the ball to Melvin Gordon. Let's see. Braden says JB is trying to trade with everybody, LOL. Mike says, oh, not another JB trade offer. Oh, says JB, I haven't shaved my beard since I got hurt. But if it takes me shaving so New England wins 10 games this season, you'll definitely. Hey, if that's all it takes, then my goodness, make it happen. Make it happen. But yeah, that was Melvin Gordon off the left tackle there for 7 yards. Broncos line up in the shotgun. So Broncos right now at the 26-yard line of the Seahawks. 3rd and 3. Wilson takes a snap, eludes one guy on the move, throws it up there, incomplete, but that will be a penalty. And the rookie is just having a tough game. And so, yeah, I mean, so, the kid is being targeted all game long. Let's see. Carmichael says, and Mac Jones is still not looking like he will be back. And so, I mean, that's why we play the games. We got to see how it plays out. Got to see how it plays out because you just never know. Jay says, oh gosh, I completely forgot about EJ Manuel, LOL. Carmichael says, if New England wins 10 games, the Steelers will win 11. And so Braden says, JB's hoodie is a huge Seahawks fan. All right, so they get the ball to the back, and Melvin Gordon gets tripped up there, gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal coming up from the Seahawks 4-yard line. Old man says, right, Braden. I told him if you're doing that a trade with him, everybody else will try to kick you out of the league and come after you. Mike says, JB, there was no penalty towel drying, and so I'm sorry, there was penalty towel drying. And so, yeah, I seen that. Brandon says JB's hoodie was so heartwarming. I'm sorry, heartbroken when Russell Wilson threw it at the goal line. Jay says, is Gino better than Mahomes? And so that is a negative. That is a negative. That is a hard negative. Meanwhile, Wilson throws it, and it is caught. However, he is short of getting to the goal line. Can we get another stand from the Seahawks defense? They stopped them before at the one. Can they get another stand on this drive? All right, so I think I will go ahead and call the poll there. So the Hurricanes are favored to win that one. All right, so here we go, guys. Out of the shotgun here, third and goal. Wilson calling for it. Get it to the back. Oh, he fumbled it. He fumbled it. He fumbled it. The ball is going to the Seahawks. Wow. What a big time fumble. And that is Williams. He was having a great day on the ground, but that is a big fumble. Big fumble. And so, wow. How about that? 80 says, is Gino better than Eli? I counter that with, did he ever start over Eli? Did he ever take the job from Eli Manning? That answer is yes. That gives you everything you need to know, 80s. Everything you need to know. Let's see. O says, Jay, yes, only on Madden. And if you go and make Mahomes a 0 and Gino a 99. O says, 80s, yes, Gino is better than that bum Eli. Mike says, oh. Jay says, wow, what a play. O says, what are these players doing, fumbling the ball? And so I don't know what they're doing, but this time I like it. But man, this has been quite the entertaining game. Jay says, that's why Pete Carroll didn't run in the Pats Hawks Super Bowl. Because fumbling. Well, I think the Broncos are learning the hard way. They are learning the hard way. Let's see. Carmichael says, does anyone in this chat want to trade for Devontae Parker? That's a negative. That's a negative. Mike says, Popeye's chicken sandwich the real deal. And so I actually had that what was it? I think like 2 days ago. I actually had it 2 days ago, and it wasn't intentional. Somehow, some way, DoorDash made the mistake of sending me 2 orders for the price of one, and so I did not technically order it. I called them, and they was like, that was on them. So I was like, okay, bet. And so let's see. O says head coach needs to tape a ball of these player hands for a week. Maybe they won't fumble or drop these balls. 80 says, Mike, you're not lying. Mike says Pete Carroll running back. Let's see. Carmichael says, JB, give me Josh Allen for Allen Robinson. And so that will get you on the commissioner list right there. That will get you on the commissioner list for even bringing up a trade like that. That will put you on the JB do not entertain any trades list. We had that problem the first year in the league where people kept sending bad trades. So then JB just created a system that once you get on the list, JB will not do deals with you at all for the rest of the year because people kept bringing up foolish trades and stuff like that. So JB does not entertain foolish trades like that. So that Allen Robinson trade, no go. I wouldn't even draft him in fantasy football. That's why I didn't draft him. He was not on my board at all. Let's see. 80 says JB prefers Bojangles chicken sandwiches. Mike says Snoop loves Corona. Jay says Lockett has been pretty quiet tonight. He has been. I do have him as a backup in one of my leagues, and he has been awfully quiet to say the least. Mike says Popeye's definitely better. 80s. All right, but here we go, guys. Out of the shotgun, trips towards the bottom of the formation here. Gino on the move. Gino feeling the pressure. Gino throws it, and it's incomplete. Let's see. O says, JB, you're on my do not trade list now. We talked about this, though, 80. Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this before time. Let's see. 80 says JB is Eli on the commissioner's list, and so he stays on the commissioner's list. Stays on it. Let's see. 80 says I agree, Mike, but JB loves his Bojangles, and so JB has not mentioned Bojangles really that much this year. Let's see. O says Seahawks should do the right thing and trade Lockett to New England for Nelson. Meanwhile, Smith takes the snap, throws it. It's completed to Tyler Lockett there. So we just mentioned Tyler Lockett. So far today, 3 catches for 28 yards. He's been targeted 4 times a total today. And so let's see. Jay says, "Have you been to an NFL game, JB?" And so JB actually has not been to an NFL game so far. I've been to a couple NFL stadiums, but have not been to an actual NFL game. Mike says JB tricking his trade partners, and so Carmichael says, "Anyone want Antonio Gibson?" And so all right, but here we go. Geno up under center, one back in the backfield, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Takes a snap, gets to the back, and so Penny off the right guard picks up 4 yards on the play. But now, I mean, I remember one time, Mike. One time I did get off a sneaky trade against someone and all like that. This was like I think 2 years, the first year that I had my fantasy football league and stuff like that. And so I had Ryan Fitzpatrick as my starting quarterback. And that was, I think, Justin Herbert's like rookie year and all like that. And so the guy I was going to get, like the guy I made the trade with, did not get the alert that Ryan Fitzpatrick was benched in favor of Tua and stuff like that. So I sent them the trade offer straight up, Fitzpatrick for Justin Herbert, and he accepted it. He accepted it. Meanwhile, Rashard Penny with the carry off the right side, taking it to about the 41-yard line of the Broncos, but there is a penalty, so bring it back. It's a holding penalty. Bring it back. So let's see. Braden says to be on JB's no trade list, you need to offer him Eli Manning, LOL. And so good luck with that. Let's see. Oh, it says, man, I think New England just needs JB as GM. JB out here trying to make trades happen. And so gotta always improve the team. Even if you win, it's not enough. You can always be better because players change week to week. Jay says, what stadiums have you been to? And so Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and at the time was now Hard Rock Stadium. I've been to Hard Rock Stadium and Buffalo Player Stadium. So I've been to, those are the 2 stadiums that I have been to. Meanwhile, Geno Smith avoids the pressure. Look at Geno. I mean, I did not realize that Geno could be this elusive still. I mean, my man is sliding through some back alleys back here to make stuff happen. Let's see. Mike says, JB, go to New Era Stadium. Mike says, oh, hi, Mark. Let's see. Mike says, JB, how could you? Mike, all I can do is just send the offer. I can't make them accept. I can't make them do the research. I'm just negotiating like anybody else. Old man says, dang, I thought JB. It was so funny how it happened. Because it was so funny how it happened. Because Black Medicine came through and he picked up Tua because he got the alert before I did. So I couldn't pick up my own backup quarterback. So I needed a quarterback. And so I'm out there making trades and stuff like that, panicking like, oh no, why would Brian Flores do that? This is stupid. Ryan Fitzpatrick was balling. And so, but then I have found one guy who was slacking. Ever since then, everybody looks 1,000 times before they make a trade. So what can I say? You just make the trade offers. That's it. That's it. Learn from JB. Just make the trade offers. Let's see. Braden says, I made a trade today in one of my leagues, Josh Jacobs for Elijah Mitchell. I didn't realize Mitchell was injured. See, ooh, so basically Braden just got JB'd. He just got JB'd, y'all. And so, ouch, ouch, ouch. So you got to do the research. Got to do the research. Got to do the research. I know that guy who just got Josh Jacobs. He's jumping up and down right now. You saved this season, possibly. Ouch. Mike says JB. But yeah, again, we are at the end of the third quarter, so we're not missing any of the action right now. But at the end of the third quarter, the Seahawks do lead this one 17-13. Let's see. Old says JB just don't do Bill Stadium. Not all of them are alike. But a lot of Bill fans are animals. I did that for so many years until I just got jumped because you had the Brady jersey. And so yeah, I could tell some of those Bill fans are they're made of a different breed and stuff like that. I came across this one young lady one time and she was a Bills fan and she didn't want to hear nothing about all the previous games. She was just at that time, I think it was like early before the season started because Brady was gone. She was going ham and I was like, you know what? Canceling this, end of the day. I don't want to hear no more of this. She's talking too much about the Bills and so I had to cut it. Had to cut it. Had to cut it. Let's see. 80 says Gino was saying JB will rue a day for not drafting him. Mike says he benched Bills All Pro D, but he still won his league. Remember that, Mike. I still won my league despite of that because I had Josh Allen, so Josh Allen made the difference for me. So I survived that mistake. Mike says you would ignore JB offers. Mike says no Singletary for Lamar Jackson. O says from now on, if I get robbed of calling it, I got JB. Braden said I declined JB's trade today. And so Jay says this game gonna end quickly, and so it is. It is gonna end quickly here because, quite frankly, they are really running this ball and like their completions. That the clock just isn't stopping. All right, but here we go. Homer goes in motion here for the Seahawks, and so Gino on the run, 3rd and 2, and so gets the first down. Gets the first down. I mean, when you're not the big money quarterback, they don't mind running you. So picked up 3 yards on that play and a first down. I like the design. I like the design. But man, Gino is moving. He is moving. Let's see. Mike says you're very right. 80s. Mike says some real. Mike says did you, JB? And so yeah, Mike, it was awful. It was awful, man. It was like awful, awful. All right, but here we go, guys. Receiver goes in motion here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Shotgun. Okay, 1 back behind him here. Got to snap it. He does just in time. Gives it to Penny, and Penny's going to pick up 2 yards on the play. Oh, it says, yeah, I seen 4 Bill fans tip over a porta party when a woman who's a New England fan over. Oh, that's just downright wrong. And her husband couldn't do nothing because it was 4 of them and 1 of him. Oh, that's just harsh. Mike says, I mean, very right, old. That's just harsh. All right, but here we go. Gino up under center. Play action. Doesn't feel the defense coming, but his tackle cross failed to block, but got the recovered the fumble really. So right place at the right time, but still they lost 8 yards on the play. Let's see. Carmichael says, I just won one in my league because of Jerry Judy. Mike says that's awful. But Charles Cross there, saving the day, being at the right place at the right time, preventing what would have been a turnover. 3rd and 16. From their own 36-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Gino takes a snap. Throws it. That is going to be incomplete. Incomplete. In the direction of Noah Font. 4th down coming up. 4th and 16. Let's see. Braden says, I have a trade offer for Clown Hotel. Mike says, police are needed all the time, I notice. Old says, my last Bills game, Bills fan cornered me and 2 of my boys in the bathroom. If our uncle and cousins didn't walk in, we would have been in trouble. And so, oh man, that's awful. That reminds me of what I saw on this one video of the game between the Saints and the Falcons, in which the Saint fans mercilessly beat up this one Falcons fan who's wearing a Kyle Pitt jersey. And I can only think how Falcon fans were taking L's on and off the field and stuff like that. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they're to return to the 20. But I feel like this is becoming more and more and more of a common thing, honestly, for these games. It used to just been the Los Angeles crowds, but it's just becoming too common. Let's see. Braden says Tyler Boyd and Hayden Hurst for Christian Kirk and Robert Tunyon. Good old Robert Tunyon. I believe Robert Tunyon is going to have a better second half to the season for sure. Mike says, some but too many fans are out of control. Lewis says no points in the 3rd. And so that is right. We're still looking for our first points since halftime. First half was all about the offense. Second half here, all about the defense. Let's see. Mike says, Ode, I would not be brave enough. Let's see. Ode says, I haven't been saying I'm happy to see the Bill fans before. It was 15 of them against 15 against 3. Wow. Until they showed up and told them to leave us alone. 15 against 3. That's a herd there. Oh, it says, haven't been happier to see Bill fans dang phone. Let's see. Lewis says, I don't want defense today. But again, still at the commercial now. But in terms of performance so far in this one, I mean, it has been Mr. Geno Smith who's outplayed Russell Wilson so far. Geno Smith, 21 of 26 for 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked once. And then you've got Russell Wilson, 17 of 23, 248 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions so far. On the ground, Broncos 18 carries for 86 yards, and the Seahawks 16 carries for 79 yards. Again, the score right now, Seahawks leading 17-13 over the Broncos here in the fourth quarter. Still a lot of football to be played. Let's see. Braden said, I trade Tyler Boyd for Juju Smith-Schuster if that trade doesn't work out. And so, okay, bet. Mike says he is not lying, seen it a lot. As Carmichael said, let's go defense. O says, yeah, that's why I don't rock any Patriot stuff outside no more. If they win the Super Bowl, I'm moving out of Buffalo because I already got told they're coming for. Oh man, old man, so many enemies, man. We gotta get you out of there. All right, but here we go. Russell Wilson. This is why they acquired him to the Broncos. They need him to come through in these types of situations. Again, fourth quarter, 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Seahawks up 17-13, but the Broncos with the ball here from their own 20-yard line. Jerry Jeudy goes in motion. Wilson takes it, play fake. Wilson throws it to the back. It's caught. And he's going to get 4 yards on that reception. Second down coming up, 2nd and 6. And that was Williams with the catch there. Again, Williams had the big fumble near the goal line earlier. All right, so 12 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in this game. Russ up under center, 1 back in the backfield, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. KJ Hamler goes in motion. They're going to toss to the back off the left side. And, nice pickup on the play of 2 yards. They lowered his shoulder. And so that time the rookie, he took a lot of contact on that one. I was watching how that play developed. And so Woolen, he knocked down the receiver and then immediately had to take on a contact with the back there. So he seems like he's hurt there, and that's big there. He's had a long game, but you know what? He's a rookie. He'll be better for it all the times that they keep targeting him today. Let's see. Mike said, didn't Belichick bench cornerback Super Bowl? That was a Matt Patricia call there, Mike, but yes. It says, it's not all, but it's most of them. And I learned my lesson when I rocked my Patriots Elderman jersey 4 years ago and literally got a bag of dog poo. Oh, man, and other liquids thrown at. Oh, man. That is insane. That is insane. Meanwhile, Wilson throws it. Caught by Cortland Sutton there, and that's going to be a pickup of 17 yards on the play and a first down, taking it to the Broncos' 43-yard line. But that's wild. That's wild right there, 80s. That is wild. I'm sorry, old man. That is wild. And I'm still tracking to see how the rest of the league is playing out, particularly in my division in our fantasy league. It's awfully close. Awfully close. I will say that. Meanwhile, Wilson play fake, gives it to the back Williams. And so Williams going to pick up a yard on the play. Second out, coming up 2nd and 9 for the Broncos, 44-yard line here in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Old says that's why it's better when they don't win. They're not so bad. That's why I need Kansas City to keep them from going to the Super Bowl. Can't afford these clowns going after you. And so, wow, yeah, Kansas City, that's certainly a capable team. Certainly a capable team for sure. All right, but 2nd and 9 here. Shotgun again. 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen here. Got a tight end in the back. Russell gets a snap, throws it, it's caught. Jerry Jeudy over the middle, and he gets brought down at about the 38-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Broncos. And so let's see. Jerry Jeudy so far today, 3 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown so far today. Again, 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Wilson up under center. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. Takes the snap, gives it to the back. Melvin going off the right side. Makes 1 guy miss and plunges forward there. Picks up 8 yards on the carry. Again, nobody has scored yet since halftime. Seahawks leading this one 17-13 over the Broncos. But the Broncos now at the Seahawks 30-yard line. All right, 2nd and 2. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Motions the receivers. Now we got trips at the bottom of the formation. Seems like a little bit of confusion here. Russell gets the snap in the pocket, feels the rush, throws it deep, and that is going to be incomplete. Incomplete. You can thank the pass rush that time. Let's see. O says, but there are nice Bill fans like Mike and a couple other Bill fans, you know. And so, yeah, thank goodness for Mike. All right, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Jerry Jeudy goes in motion. Play fake on the move. Throws it up high. It's caught by Jerry Jeudy. He's running and pushed out of bounds at the Seahawks 16-yard line. So now I'm looking at the Seahawks defense here. You know, don't let them score a touchdown and take the lead here. What you want to do is hold them at least to a field goal attempt if you can. Mike says, I would definitely do what I could to put a stop to it, Old. As the old says, and Seahawks have been playing great defense, and they don't even have their best players out there in Adams. You know what? I almost forgot that Adams was out of the game. That is a fair point. All right, but here we go. Wilson up under center from the Seahawks 16. Takes it. Play fake. Bootleg in the opposite direction. Throws it up there, and it's incomplete. It was so close to being caught for a touchdown, but it's incomplete. Incomplete. Let's see. O says, thanks, Mike, but I wouldn't want you because they would go after you. So far in this drive, 9 plays, 64 yards, in over 5 minutes in terms of time of possession. But we've seen the Seahawks multiple times get to the red zone. And so this Seahawks defense, can they come up big? Wilson in the pocket, looking, throws, caught by Williams. Williams escorted out of bounds, picked up 7 yards on the reception. So now we've got 3rd down coming up, guys. 3rd and 3 from the Seahawks 9-yard line. Over 10 plays on this drive. Again, 7 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Seahawks up 17-13. I'm looking at the pass rush here for the Seahawks. Can we generate some pass rush and perhaps have the Broncos lose some yards here? Three receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Out of the shotgun, takes the snap here. Seahawks sending pressure. They left it back by himself. That's a mistake. And Williams gets the 1st down before being knocked out of bounds there. So 1st and goal coming up. So we find ourselves in familiar territory here. Lewis says he needs a touchdown. Give the ball. He said, give you the ball. Lewis said he will score the touchdown to make sure it gets done. Lewis says, with his money on the line, he will score. All right, 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Got a fullback in the backfield here. Two tight ends, one receiver. Play fake. Russell on the move. Looking, throws it, and it is going to be. Say it's incomplete. Say it's incomplete. They're discussing. They're discussing. They're discussing. Incomplete. Incomplete. Second and goal coming up here from the 3. Let's see. Mike says Bills were garbage, and let's see, left it to the Jaguars, and we snuck to row entrance, and my buddies yelled nasty things to Puss. He walked over and asked them what is their problem. Mike says 1 foot. 6 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Out of the shotgun, second and goal. Takes the snap. Shuffles it. Wait a second. I hear whistles. I hear whistles. That means it's on the offense. 80 says give Lewis the ball. Hashtag give Lewis the ball. I'm sure we can run some type of Taysom Hill like gadget play for Lewis out there. All right, so here we go. Second and goal. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. 2 seconds here on the play clock. They snap the ball. Wilson, feeling the rush, moving around, has more time. Throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Third down coming up. Third and goal. Third and goal. Let's see. Oh, it says it could be worse. There are a couple Jet fans I know and Bill fans go hard on them because they don't even play in NU. I'm in New York, and so that's right. Braden says the old lineman did the cha-cha real smooth. Mike says give Lewis the ball. But here we go. Third and goal. Can this defense come up big again? If they do, maybe they might be worth picking up in fantasy if they're available. But can they come up big? Wilson has it, looking, hit while he throws it out of bounds. And so fourth down coming up, fourth and goal. Kick the field goal. And so the offense having to settle for a field goal attempt. Wow, this is not why they paid you all that money. Bronco fans everywhere are saying we want Drew Lock back. So Brandon McManus, can he connect on this? 26-yard field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. Let's see. O says Broncos. If you need a field goal, I'm sorry. Need a yeah. I'm assuming you've seen field goal. I'll at least smack someone. I'm sorry. A fullback. I'm sorry. Fullback. Tripping. Long night. Fullback. Let's see. 80 says JB would have gone for it on fourth down, and so JB would have. JB would have gone for it on fourth down. Let's see. Lewis says 3 points, and so hey, 3 points is 3 points, right? 3 points is 3 points. But that is our first score, and so far only score of the second half. So the Broncos still find themselves trailing. However, if the Seahawks score a touchdown and they opt not to go for 2, it'll still be a one-possession game. But still, 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go on the clock. You don't want the Seahawks to go on a long drive if you're rooting for the Broncos. Lewis is very disappointed about those 3 points. How many more points do you need, Lewis? How many more points do you need? Let's see. O says, dang, all those picks and all that money, and Broncos could have brought in Geno and be in the same spot. Just with the lead. That is true. That is true. That is true. But again, still at the commercial here, but just 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this one. All right, so you need 9 more points. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, it says JB. This does make me feel better about New England losing because how many teams that are supposed to be better are losing or barely winning, and so definitely hear you there. All right. All right, so another poll question. Who's going to win this game? Broncos or Seahawks? You've got a chance now to decide based upon how the game's been going who you got. Let's see. Mike says, I was thinking, don't you want to see if Russell still got it before huge contract? And so I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing, but they were happy and they already, crowned them. So I was like, okay. Mike says week one is not a good guide to later on. Tons of good teams lost. That's a fact. And the Seahawks get the ball all the way to the 30-yard line. And they'll take over from their own 30-yard line. So it's 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go here. You just got to keep running your offense because what you've been doing has been working. And so these are some clutch moments right here. Clutch moments right here. And so if you're Gino and you can pull together a touchdown drive, that would be huge. I say, why not call it a flea flicker right now? Why not call it a flea flicker right now and throw that ball deep to Metcalf? Why not do that? That's probably what I would dial up right now. I just got a feeling it would probably work. But play fake. Gino looking, throws it. Caught by the tight end and picks up about 2 yards on the play. Second down coming up. 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Second and 8 coming up from the Seahawks 32-yard line. All right, Gino, all eyes are on you. All right, so Gino in the shotgun here. Penny goes in motion. Gino looking, throws it to Noah Font, and he picks up 2 yards, takes a hard hit, very hard hit there for 2 yards. So third down coming up here, 3rd and 6. So 3rd and 6, this is very important here. 3rd and 6. I need the Seahawks to get a first down here. Again, from the Seahawks 34-yard line. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the fourth. All right, so one vote so far going for the Broncos. All right, here we go to the shotgun, guys. Gino gets the snap, and he gets sacked from behind again. And of course, Chubb again. Bradley Chubb. And again, it's just a 1 point game. And you have to be wondering, the Seahawks have not scored all in the second half here. Have not scored at all. It's going to be up to the defense, looks like. The defense has got to carry them the rest of the way. Meanwhile, I need to get an update here on the fantasy football standings in the league. Ooh. All right, so punt's down at about the 22-yard line, and that is where the Seahawks are going to take over. All right, but I got a question for everybody here. I got a question for you guys. What's the craziest thing you've ever had happen to you in a fantasy football matchup? What's the craziest thing you ever had happen to you in a fantasy football matchup? Let me know in the comment section here while we have some time here during the commercial. What is the craziest thing that has happened to you in a fantasy football matchup? I'll get things started. I remember my first year playing fantasy football. It was me versus someone in my division, and I actually chose because like we had a matchup against each other. Basically, the loser would be eliminated from the playoffs, and so somehow, some way, I think it was like I'm gonna say about a 2 point lead, a 2 or 1 point lead against my opponent. So I went to sleep. All the games were done, and I was like, okay, I won this matchup. I wake up in the morning, and there was a stat correction that cost me the matchup. Now, and I was so mad about that, so mad about that. Because I went to sleep like, okay, the game is finalized, all the games have played, so I won, only to wake up and see that a stat correction gifted my opponent about 3 points. About 3 points. So JB was not happy. JB was not happy at all. All right, but I see 75% of the votes so far are leaning towards the Broncos to win this one. Off of 4 votes, 3 Broncos, 1 Seahawks. Let's see, 80 says, how is JB calling OT? The math doesn't work. JB is not calling OT. But it's certainly not impossible. Ooh. So I'm looking at our fantasy league, and those of you that are in the fantasy league as well, if you're looking at some of the other opponents that are currently playing, we've got like 2 people who very much still have guys in this game, and so it's super close. Super, super close. In fact, make it 3 people. Make it 3 people. So 3 games still down to the wire that it still could go either way in our league. Black Medicine, what's good with you? You say you don't care who wins, just get the game over. We have 3 games in our league that's literally down to these final minutes. But here we go for the Seahawks offense. Jerry Judy goes in motion. Wilson gives it to the back, up the middle. That is Gordon on the carry. He picks up 5 yards. Braden says Peyton Manning roasted the Jets on the Manning cast. O said, what did he say, Braden? What did he say? O said, Mac Jones winning me the championship after I benched Brady because Brady was questioning with an autofill me lineup and put Mac in, and Brady had his worst game, and Mac Jones faced the Jags. And so I know exactly the week you're talking about there too. So okay, bet. Meanwhile, Wilson throws, it's incomplete. That's going to stop the clock. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go. Going to stop the clock. 3rd down coming up. Let's see. Black Medicine says, run the clock. Run the clock. He wants this game to be finalized. Literally have some guys that might possibly end up in a tie. Never seen that happen in fantasy football. I've heard about it. I've never seen it happen, but it's a possibility for some people in our league. All right, here we go, guys. 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun. Wilson gets the snap, moves, throws it. It's caught. And so he's fighting to get to the first. Let's see where they mark him. It's all about where they mark him at. Will he be short? Seems like a favorable marking to me. Let's see. Braden says the Jets threw that 50 times, and it worked out well for them yesterday. But let's see. Looking at the replay here. Looks like he just got it. All right, so they're going to measure it. They're measuring it, and He got the first. He has the first down. Has the first down. And so Mike says JBOT. All right, 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the fourth. All right, are they going to run the clock or not? But that is a first down here for the offense. And Pete Carroll is going to challenge it. He wants to challenge it. I feel like that's one of those challenges that you just throw it out there hoping that you're right. You don't know, but you're hoping that you're right. Let's see. Braden says, thanks, Mike, for JB's new nickname. 80 says challenge. Braden says JBOT. Let's see. Black Medicine says, damn it, Pete. 80 says what's JB's new nickname? But yeah, I mean, so far in this one, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Geno Smith today, 23 of 28, 195 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson here so far, 24 of 36, 315 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception, sacked twice. Broncos as a team, they're over 100 yards on the ground, 19 carries for 101 yards. Melvin Gordon III leading the carries so far, 11 carries for 56 yards. Javonte Williams, 7 carries, 43 yards, and he did have a fumble as well. Russell Wilson picked up 2 yards on the ground also. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, 16 carries, 79 yards. Rashard Penny, 12 carries, 60 yards so far today. Travis Homer had 1 carry for 2 yards. And at receiver for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett, 3 catches, 28 yards. Noah Fant, 3 catches, 16 yards. DK Metcalf, 7 catches, but just 36 yards. And then you look at the Denver Broncos and some of the more notable names here. You look at Javonte Williams, he's got 8 catches, 51 yards. Jerry Jeudy, he's got 4 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. While Cortland Sutton, he's got 4 catches for 72 yards in this one. Let's see. Braden said J-Bot. 80 says J Lightning. J-Bot. J Lightning. Mike says, very entertaining, great call, JB. And so, hey, I appreciate that, but I can't take credit for this. That was the NFL scheduling that worked this out, honestly. But hey, it worked out in our favor, though. I'll take that. So after 5 votes, I'll go ahead and end it now. So had 4 votes for the Broncos and 1 for the Seahawks. Who was the brave soul that voted for the Seahawks to win this matchup? All right, but here we go, guys. For the Broncos here, 1st and 10. Wilson has the ball, throws it. It is caught, slung to the ground. All right, 2nd down coming up here. 2nd down. 2nd and 4. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the 4th. Wilson making adjustments here. You've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. 2nd and 4. Take the snap, gives it to the back, and met by the D lineman, and that's going to be a pickup of 2 yards on the play before he slings Melvin Gordon to the ground. So we got 3rd down coming up. Let's see, Black Medicine says over here. And so, all right, so it's Black Medicine, the guy who put his confidence in the Seahawks. Okay. But now we're currently at the 2-minute warning, guys. So the 2-minute warning is all that's left in this one. 2 minutes left. Right now, the Seahawks are up 17-16, but the Broncos, they have the ball here. It's 3rd and 2 from their own 40-yard line. And so all they need to win is a field goal. And so, but for fantasy football purposes, Different people need different things to happen. Braden said you missed streaming the U.S. Open Saturday and Sunday, and that will continue to be the theme, Braden. And so I suggest that you don't expect it because it's going to continue to be the theme. Braden says he's really disappointed, JB, and so I hate to disappoint you, but that's just not happening. That's just not happening. Just not happening. With just 2 minutes left to go in this one. And so, but tell me this, Braden, have you guys been checking to see how the other games throughout the league have been taking place so far? Because we have, like in our fantasy league, there are so many close games right now that still haven't been decided right now. Still have not been decided. A lot of these games, divisional opponents. Let's see, Black Manson says, yeah, JB. All right, so not going to mess up that word there, but won his first Grand Slam, big miss for the channel, and so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay, but I appreciate that, but I think we'll be okay. Mike says I'm working on my power rankings, and so all right, looking forward to seeing it, Mike. Looking forward to seeing it. Brandon says you could have gotten some new viewers, and so if there's one thing I've learned about YouTube, you got to present the content that you're gonna regularly do. If you gain subscribers by posting something that you'll never post again, eventually they'll just unsubscribe eventually and move on. So, but I appreciate the thought in theory. In theory, I appreciate that. I think they'll be fine. Braden says he hasn't, but he will now. But yeah, check it out. There's a lot of close games still left to be played. Black Medicine says, screw the other guys. The fighting gastric bypassers are fighting for their lives tonight. That is the case. So 2 minutes left. Here we go. 3rd and 2. Can Russell Wilson keep this drive alive? Out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Seahawks sending pressure. Wilson throws it. Caught by Williams. Williams takes the contact. Still on his feet. Staying in bounds. Fights for 9 yards on the play. 1 minute 45 seconds left to go here in the 4th. All right, so here we go. Shotgun formation here from the Broncos on 49-yard line, trying to get in field goal range at the very least. Snaps the ball. Flings it to Williams. Williams brought down for a loss. Brought down for a loss. And that time I felt like the Seahawks had a great jump on the play. Let's see. Jay says this turned out to be a good game. 1000% agree. Blackman says got him. Jay says can still go either way. Mike says I literally chose you over Eli. JB to call the game. I appreciate that, Mike. I appreciate that. Black Medicine says run the clock. Braden said there's 3 matchups coming down to the wire. And so, yes, that's insane. That's insane. And most of these games, all of these games that I think that are coming down to the wire, they're all in the same division in our league, which divisions are very important in our league. Let's see, old man says, this game has been more close than I thought. Seahawks have proof that on any Monday, anything can happen. That's right, any given Monday. But right now, the Seahawks are going to have to call a timeout here. Their second timeout here, an injury timeout. 1 minute 13 left to go here in the 4th. Let's see, O says, yeah, I got the TV muted. Rather listen to JB than these guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. I will say this, though, for the Broncos kicker, you know, he's 7 of 11 on lead-changing field goal attempts in the final 2 minutes of 4th quarter and overtime. I had him one game last year that I just needed 1 point, and he couldn't give me that in fantasy football last year. So we'll see how he does. Jay says, same old man. Mike says, I see at half Saints had to hit the long field goal to win. So many field goal games. Yes, and I got a feeling this will come down to another field goal attempt. I mean, it really started Saturday with Bama versus Texas. Meanwhile, Wilson, pump fakes, gonna run with it. And he gets tripped up. And so, all right, here we go. So a minute, 4 seconds left. A minute, 4 seconds left. Let's see. O says, yeah, that's why I'm not feeling as bad for New England losing because a lot of these teams are better than us. And so, sorry, a lot of teams that lost that are better than us. Mike says, shoelace tackle. It counts. Again, that time, Wilson I didn't see that when he pump fake. He had lost the ball, but then he had picked it up and ran with it. All right, so we got 3rd and 14 coming up here. 3rd and 14. I need Seattle to generate some pressure here. Wilson has it, throws it. It's caught. Williams got to make something happen. Makes one guy miss. And so takes it all the way to the 46-yard line. Who's the guy that missed that tackle? You can't miss that tackle. Not like that. You can't miss that tackle. But the clock's still running. And so I will say this, Black Medicine. I will say this. If they end, I wonder how many points would you lose if because you've got the Broncos. No, you've got the Seahawks. Hold on, let me look at the matchup again. All right, so your opponent has the Denver's defense, and so it's looking good for you. It's looking good for you. It's looking good for you. All right, here we go. 4th and 5 here for the Broncos, and Russell Wilson's going to call timeout. Going to call timeout. That is actually the Broncos' first timeout here. Let's see. Mike says Mahomes and Allen will be at each other for years to come. Old says it's definitely going to be Raiders and Broncos are going to be fighting to get to 3rd and last place. Let's see. Black Medicine says I'm going to win. Jay says why didn't Denver call timeout? And so, I mean, they just called it now. But, yeah, they did waste a lot of time. They did. 80 says JB called a play. Jay Wade says wasted so much time there, Denver. Mike says if I grab Wilson gold necklace, is that a penalty? Let's see. Blackman says the Broncos D won't go back out, and so that is true. That is true. Because I was thinking once the Seahawks get the ball, if they go out there and take a knee, that would count as like a lost play. So do you get points for that? I don't know. Ooh. So that timeout was called there by Seattle to try to ice them. But looking at how that kick went, I mean, maybe you did him a favor. Mike says, don't go. Mike says, oh, he missed and called timeout. And so, yes. So, again, just 20 seconds remaining right now. Seahawks don't have any more timeouts. They just called that timeout to try to ice the kicker. And so, all right, guys, here we go. 64-yard field goal attempt. If the Broncos make it, they'll win this game. Or if the Seahawks stop them, they will win this game. Kick on the way. It is no good. He missed it. He missed it. He missed it. Wow. How about that for the Seahawks? And now they'll go out there in the victory formation to take the knee. Wow. Let's see. Mike says 64. Black Mason says yes. Mike says that's a big ass 64. Jay says great win, Seahawks. Thank you sincerely, a Chiefs fan. 80 says JB, what kind of call was that to do a field goal? A desperation one. Mike says undefeated Gino. Black Mason says the fighting gastric bypasses win. Braden says bad decision by the Broncos. 80 says JB loves Gino. And so that time Smith takes the knee. And so right now the Broncos coach is not happy. All right, call the timeout. Broncos coaches are discussing something. Let's see. Oh, it says, dang, what a first week of football. Gino outplayed Russ, and that's what today they won the trade. Mike says, like I always say, you can count on Gino. Old says, another great stream. JB and everyone have a great night. Yeah, appreciate you for coming out, Old. And yes, definitely hoping that you continue to get better, but certainly appreciate you for coming through once again. And yes, what a big win for the Seahawks. Now, the Broncos have called another timeout here. Lewis says 3 points in the second half makes him sick. He's not happy right now. Mike says, Gino, Gino, Gino. Oh man, Jay says Gino gonna win over that locker room with this win, and so yes, a big time win, big time win. Meanwhile, for Wilson, this is a hard one. This is a hard one. This is the one you want. I mean, talk about the disappointment for these quarterbacks. You think about Baker Mayfield, disappointed against Cleveland. Russell Wilson, disappointed against the Seahawks. It's the revenge games are not happening this year. And so let's see, Mike says, Night Old. And Black Mesa says, hey, K Money, we just beat the heck out of you. And you say, Rammer, Jammer, Yellow Hammer, give them hell Alabama. And so there you go. Meanwhile, Old says, why call timeout Broncos? You lose. And so Mike says, 49ers loss. Gino takes another knee. Are they going to call one more timeout? Really? They do. They call their third timeout. They call their third timeout. They call their third timeout. And so let's see. All right, let's see. Mike says 49ers lost. Mike says Rams blown out. Braden says good night. Good night to you, Braden. Appreciate you for coming through once again. Jay says great stream. JB, see y'all for a massive Thursday game. And so that's right. JB will be setting it up. But that is it. They take the knee, and that is going to be finalized. The Seahawks have won this one 17-16 over the Broncos. And so how about that? Did not expect to see that happen, but that's why you play the games. That's why you play the games. There is no such thing as just winning on paper and stuff like that, or either it's just winning on paper, but you go out there to play the game. So Geno Smith gets the victory, big time there. Let's see, 80 says good night, JB, and everyone. See you Thursday. Yeah, good night to your 80s, and see you on Thursday. And so Jay says, great stream. JB, see y'all for a massive Thursday game. Mike says Cardinals lost. Black Medicine says, that's it. The band is on the field. Mike says, let's go Chargers. And so, yes, see you guys on Thursday. But that is it. It is finalized. The Seahawks have beaten the Broncos 17-16. How about that for some closure to week one? Looking forward to week two, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Lewis says, good night, JB, now 8-7. And so hopefully next time it works out for you, Lewis. Really hoping next time it works out for you. But yeah, keep it above 500, basically. Keep it above 500, 8-7. But yeah, appreciate everybody for coming through. What a great game this was today. Pleasantly surprised by the performance here by Geno Smith and the Seahawks here, especially in that first